7. Here's Roy Higginbotham's first pitch as it's swung on, grounded off his glove. Jonathan Gonzalez adjusts, throws it to first base for the out. Wow, what a play. Roy Higginbotham tried to make the play off of the ground ball back to him. Ricocheted over to Jonathan Gonzalez. He recollected himself and fired it over to first base. That'll be the first out. Huh? We're live? Okay. You want to do the intro?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
All right, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everyone tuning in today. We're here for a chilly morning here at the Runyon Sports Complex for a beautiful matchup of baseball. Today we're looking at a matchup of the Pueblo County Hornets versus the Pueblo West Cyclones. We are coming to you a little bit late. Here we are at the bottom of the first inning.
In an 0-2 count, as the very first pitch of the game was grounded by number 11, I believe, Donovan Robinson. Grounded it to Roy Higginbotham, and it ricocheted off of his glove over to Jonathan Gonzalez. Jonathan Gonzalez made a great play. It'll be an 0-2 count to number 12, and one out on the inning. Roy readies. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it misses high, bringing it to 1-2. Right now, Roy Higginbotham is going against number 12, Joseph Mendoza, the third baseman. Count is now 1-2. Roy readies. Starts his motion, goes down the hill. Ooh, just missed the fastball to outside batter, but he got rung up. Started walking back to the dugout. Close spot, I think. I bet you Roy wanted that. Didn't get it. It'll bring the count to 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're sitting at the newly built Hobbs Field as that ball is fouled off by the batter. Man, what a beautiful field this is. I'm sure you guys can see the grass is green, even though we are deep into winter. The grass is green, the turf is green, and it's important to note that the backstop here at Hobbs is much different compared to the Nooch Field that we streamed from last week, as that ball is going to be hit to the third baseman, Jonah Chivera. He's going to easily grab that ground ball and throw it to first base for an easy out, routine out.
That'll be 2 outs on the inning as number 10 steps up to bat, Logan King, the catcher. Also a pitcher. We've seen him pitch a little bit this season. Not too bad stats from him.
Yeah, he does seem to be a good clutch pitcher. He's
solid athlete.
He was brought in their game against East, which, speaking of, so West is currently sitting at the third place position in our league standings, as County is first right now. So we are currently sitting at the top of the league standings. This is a big deciding game, but the only person between us and West is going to be East, who's also 3-0
Absolutely.
on the season in league play, which is pretty. I mean, that's
It'll be
big
a good
for them.
match, yeah.
I mean, East is not a team that you see up there in a lot of the sports, and so for them to have a good baseball team,
Absolutely.
I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for the matchup.
Not the guys I was expecting to see at the near the top of the leaderboards at this season.
Absolutely,
Good on them for surprising us.
Yeah, and I'm excited to come and watch that East game. I mean, that'll be a good game as the ball is grounded down the third baseline, missed completely by Jonah Chivera.
Off the glove, actually, off the tip of the glove. That'll be probably an E6. Hate to see it, but it's part of the game. It's high school baseball. You're going to have those errors. Just got to move on with it. The good news is for Jonah Chivera, hopefully it won't be a big error. 2 outs in the bottom of the first, I think Roy can get out of here. It shouldn't be the biggest error ever.
Yeah, that is something to note, is that, it's, bottom of the first, obviously, or top of the first, we're early into this game. 2 outs, and so I think we can afford an error like that currently.
Hopefully we don't jinx it. Knock on wood. Knock on wood that they can keep together.
Absolutely.
As Roy steps back and is kind of chirping at Jace Armijo, the field umpire.
The thing is that I think what you said just then is, this team has to keep it together this game.
Absolutely.
We can see this county team is a scary, really talented team for anyone that's playing against them, but it is really just down to they got to keep it together because it is easy for this team to fall apart. There are a lot of emotions on the team, whether they
Absolutely.
show it or not. There really are, and that's just the game of baseball. I mean, these kids have put their whole lives into this game, so there's a lot of emotions, and the biggest one obviously is we need to see Roy keep his composure today.
Big.
We've seen him do it, and
Yeah.
we need to see him do it again. Obviously, we saw last game Roy actually get injured and
Yes.
taken out of the game, but I think that I think it's doable, and I think Roy just needs to keep it together up there on the mound. And I mean, Roy can easily lead this team to victory.
Absolutely. I think the big thing, the key with this team is playing at their level. As Roy pounds a nice strike in there, that'll bring the count to, I believe, 2-1. The big thing with this team is playing at their level and not playing down to their competition. They're a team that can keep it close with some really solid teams, but they're also a team that has lost to some not so great ball clubs. And I think it's just about playing their game and not playing down to the opponent's level. And I think that if there's ever been a year for Pueblo County to win both games against West, I think this is the year to do it.
Absolutely, and as you guys just saw, an example of what that backstop can do to this team. I mean, that pass ball on Nooch maybe isn't a stolen base most of the time, especially for a catcher like Luke. But when that ball does get way past,
And there's a drop third strike. Luke Rohr gathers, steps into the field, and fires it to first base. That'll be the third out.
So something important to note today is that it is currently 37 degrees here. Or my apologies, that's going to be Denver. Let me look up the place that we actually are.
While he looks that up, that will be the end of the top of the first. There was no hits, no runs, one error, and one runner left on. Now on the mound, number 25, the junior, Javen Baca. Probably a solid pitcher if they're pitching him here against as the starter against East. Had not too bad of a game. Around 2 earned runs, I believe. 4.1 innings, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Just an all-around solid pitcher. Looks like a solid pitch-to-contact type of guy, which is a guy we can get behind. We like those guys, especially at this level of play. We're not in the MLB. Juan Soto is not pimping your fastball over the right field wall.
Absolutely.
Pitch-to-contact.
Absolutely. And obviously, as a viewer, we want to see as much action as we can get. As I do have the correct temperature up now, it is a balmy 41 degrees today here
Balmy, I like that word.
here at the Runyon Sports Complex. And obviously, I say this a lot. Important to note, important to note, important to note. It's important to note that on a cold day like this, it's harder to get moving. I mean, for anyone, for the base runners, for the fielders.
I think that had an effect with that error on.
Yeah, absolutely. I
on
think
third
that
base. He's just kind of a little cold,
you don't have as much feeling.
Sluggish, yeah.
Really, I mean,
You're
genuinely.
not as connected to your glove and whatnot. Understandable, it happens, but hopefully they can shrug that off and move on. Now steps up to bat the senior, number 3, Donovan Walsh.
Donovan, an amazing outfielder and a really good hitter, and
Yeah.
we'll see what he can do here against
Leading the team in
Javen Baca.
batting average. And I think it all comes down to those no batting gloves, even in this really brisk weather. As the first pitch was low and outside right on that low corner, painted the corner, that'll be a strike. As he spikes the fastball in the dirt, bringing the count to 1-1.
Probably looking for that low and outside again, but just a bit wild there for him.
Right now we have standout junior Cohen Glenn on deck. Scary guy. Not a guy I want to be facing. As the breaker, maybe the changeup, kind of the off speed, falls low, bringing the count to 2-1. Here is the 2-1 pitch. And he got that outside corner. It seems to be where he wants to go.
Again,
And
yeah,
he's gonna
he
go
just
to it.
seems to be pounding that inside corner, or that outside corner. Almost every pitch, it seems like.
Seems
he
like he's
really
trying
hasn't
to go
pitched
for it,
anywhere
yeah.
else.
I don't think he wants to give Donnie the inside pitches. Here's the 2-2 count. Lines it out to right field. It'll be a easy track down for the right fielder.
Yeah, and I think there's an example of why he only wanted to hit that outside corner.
Yeah.
He put it a little bit inside, and Donovan was able to get a chunk of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was a solid piece of hitting. He had to protect in the 2-2 count, kind of just threw the bat out at it. Could have worked. It just, went in the wrong spot and was caught by the right fielder, Cameron Mares. Now steps up to bat, number 10, Cohen Glenn. Pitcher readies. It'll be outside, bringing the count to 1-0.
Cohen, again, a freak of an athlete, our starting quarterback for the football team as well as
starting power forward.
For the basketball team. And where his passion lies is here, out on the field, in baseball. He will be playing in our outfield today, but again, he is one of those guys that
he's the center fielder. Yes, he's very fast. He'll track down balls.
He is one of those guys that is normally also put into.
As he lines a ball to left field, it'll be over his head and against the wall. As he stops at second base, coaches will hold him up. A smart decision. Great piece of hitting to the warning track. Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries. I mean,
Cohen Glenn said, "Shut up, sir. I'd like to hit this ball."
Just an example of what I was talking about.
Beautiful opposite field power right there. Solid
absolutely.
Hit.
Cohen Glenn, it's going to be one of the only lefties we have on the team.
Absolutely.
And it just shows what it can be for a team to have a good lefty out there.
Absolutely. The outside fastball just slipped in a little bit too much, and he poked it out over the left fielder's head.
Absolutely.
It'll be a double. And here's the 0-0 pitch to our pitcher, Roy Higginbotham, number 7, another senior. Hopefully doing good after that injury in the South game. Count is 0-1 after the changeup snuck in the outside corner. Pitcher looks in.
A lot of jumps from the center of the field there at second base. Shortstop and second baseman looking for that pick.
Roy Higginbotham smacks the ball
deep in the center field.
It goes off the wall. Cohen Glenn will score. Roy Higginbotham strolls in with a double. Just two great pieces of hitting. I mean, that's probably the easiest way to score in the game of baseball.
Absolutely.
And two back-to-back doubles, that will get you runs every time.
I don't even know what the correct terminology is, but I would say that Cohen Glenn pimped that slide coming into home plate.
Action,
absolutely
little slide through.
And I think that's what this team needs. I think we need to show a little bit more confidence on the field, especially against, a close game to South is something that we probably shouldn't have had.
Absolutely.
And I think it is just a composure thing. So for our pitcher to have an absolute bomb onto the center field wall.
Back-to-back hits off the wall. I mean, this pitcher's got to be rattled. Only one out in the inning. As pitcher steps off, Jonathan Gonzalez tried to get ready. Pitcher stepped off. Jonathan Gonzalez's brother, Jacob, will be pinch running for the pitcher. As here's the 0-0 pitch as it misses outside. He's trying to get that outside corner. Does not want to be pitching to this guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And, obviously he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be.
The pitch to contact has not been working so far.
The only times that ball has come in are the two times that ball has been sent out. This field does go at center field 374 feet. To give you an idea of where those balls went from Cohen and Roy. Pretty far out there.
Absolutely. As Jonathan Gonzalez with a hearty cut on the 1-0 breaker. Or probably not the breaker, sorry, the off speed. Nice to see him swinging at that. I think there's kind of a battle at the bat rack, for lack of a better term. I think these guys look like they want to swing. As we see Colin Paghetti ignoring the batter circle. Does not like that circle.
Yeah, not standing on that circle. He's going to be standing off of it to the left there.
Jonathan Gonzalez cuts on another off-speed pitch, bringing the count to 1-2 with one out in the inning. Runner on second. Jacob Gonzalez, I believe, with some wheels. If he's anything like his brothers, probably some wheels on that young man.
Comes from the Gonzalez family, who they are just full of absolute athletes.
As the eldest brother, Joel Gonzalez, a Pueblo County Hornets baseball alum, is in the stands today, taking pictures for his Joel Gonzalez photography. Thank you for the pictures, Joel.
Thank you for the pictures. And to be fair, really solid pictures.
Absolutely.
I do like seeing the pictures.
Jonathan Gonzalez, another one of the Gonzaleses, just spit on a low off-speed. Really good take. Really close pitches. Here's the 2-2, and he takes the low inside fastball. I think he kind of sold that call a little bit with the lean-in. Definitely was a ball, but definitely helped sell his case. The count will become full after that, 3-2, as pitcher readies, leans in. Looks like Jonathan Gonzalez is ready to swing right here. He looks
Absolutely. He's looking like he's loading up.
He's way in there, choked up, ready to go. Here's the payoff pitch as he swings, pokes it out to the center fielder, and it will be caught by Donovan Robinson. A great read right off the bat. I mean, just a solid play by the center fielder right there.
But like you said, Jonathan, he was ready to get up there, and he was was jumpy in the batter's box. He was able to get a chunk of that.
Yeah.
But
looks like some swing. You know, we looks like we want to swing right now. Every single at bat has resulted in a fly ball out or a fly ball double.
And that's all dude. That's really all you can say as a viewer of the ball game. That's all you want to see. Obviously, some action out there.
As the catcher brings up the low fastball and kind of sneaks in a strike call on Colin Spaghetti, the extremely tall man. Those low fastballs can kind of get him. Bring the count to 0-1.
Yeah, Spaghetti here is known for swinging at those low balls.
Oof. As he big hearty cut on the outside fastball. Actually, excuse me, the outside off speed. Looks like he really wanted that. Ended up in the righty batter's box after that swing. Count will be 0-2. Mr. Pigs has to protect, not choking up though. Spits on the outside fastball.
I mean, I think he saw it coming. Obviously, he didn't see the catcher, but the catcher was set very outside there. Obviously, if I'm this pitcher here, I'm a little rattled after these hits, and so I'm not looking to pitch to these guys, especially someone like Colin who can make really good contact with the ball. But Colin here is ready to swing. Yeah, absolutely ready to swing. He wants to see another hit. Obviously, we still have Jacob Gonzalez in scoring position, sitting at second base, taking absolutely massive leads, to be fair. Almost halfway to third base every single one of these pitches. But no picks.
Colin Spaghetti spits on the outside fastball. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging, pops it up to the left fielder.
Solid
He will
contact.
ready under the ball and catch. That will be the end of the inning. There was 2 hits, 1 run, 1 runner left on, and no errors.
You love to see the contact. I mean, even though that's a fly out, we do have a run.
Every single guy has made contact that inning. So solid inning, honestly.
Absolutely.
We do have a little bit of insight. We had a little bit of a kind of post-game chat with a lot of the players, and they said that they do struggle with the slower pitchers. Funnily enough, they said that the harder the pitcher throws, the better they think they do. And we kind of saw that against with Luke Den against the South Colts, and now we're seeing it against Javen Baca. I think they're kind of a little early. They're a little jumpy on this guy. I think they want to get out there and.
I think that comes down really to just the training. I think when these guys are hitting off of like a pitching machine or hitting off of our pitchers, it's going to be coming faster, especially, setting up a pitching machine. These guys are setting up, mid-80s usually on a pitching machine, and just these pitchers that we've seen these last 2 streams
around low 70s,
are not throwing those, and so, they're set up and they're timed.
They're a little bit timed off,
those.
I got you. Luke Rohr with a slightly offline throw in the warm-up. He'll get it. Don't worry, he'll get it later.
Yeah, again, we will see those throws to second base from Luke Rohr, and he's obviously the best catcher in the entire league, so no need to worry there.
Number 25 for Pueblo. Oh, looks like the West coach is getting one of the baseballs. Looks like one of the warm-up baseballs got kind of lost in the mix. A little bit of a delay of game. But up to bat, number 25, the pitcher, Javen Baca. There will be no outs on the inning. 0-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swinging on the breaker.
Again, that pitch seemed a little fast for him. That
was the breaker.
I know still, I mean, it made it past him, and it seems like that swing was a little late.
I got you. As Roy thought he painted another breaker on the low outside corner. Did not give it to him. Hate to see it. Something I really like to see from Luke Rohr on that one pitch is as a fastball is lined up the middle, Roy's life flashed before his eyes.
Absolutely, that was a quick ball hit straight towards Roy.
Back to what I was saying, something I like to point out about Luke Rohr's stance. Sometimes he likes to kick that leg out, I really like that. I think it looks kind of funny. It kind of gets the Roy out of his head, I think, a little bit. Kind of sets up that outside corner. And I just appreciate that young man.
That's going to put I don't think we saw a pinch runner come in. That's going to put the pitcher on first base.
Yeah, the pitcher will be on first base.
Guess
he wants to run.
taking some good leads there, but
Hardy leads. As the count is now 0-1. Runner on first, taking a modest lead as 8 shows bunt, pulls back, and gets hit. Roy is not happy. I don't know what he's dismayed about.
Again, with the South game, almost we're seeing very similar tactics against Roy being used here.
Yeah.
The bunt, they're leaning a little bit inside, and obviously Roy is trying to put the ball on the inside there to try and prevent the bunt, but gets a little bit too far inside and
I agree with
does
you.
hit him.
They seems like they don't want to hit against this guy. They want to play small ball. And 17, Roy picks off. And we see that number 17 was showing bunt. He wants to bunt right here.
Number 17 is going to be...
As he shows bunt and outside.
Number 17 is going to be someone that is not on our lineup here on Max Preps. We can check here. Number 17, Gavin Hansen. Who's the first baseman for the Pueblo West Cyclones.
Count is now 1-0 after the pulled back bunt. Shows bunt again, puts it out, and it'll be a foul ball. Colin Paghetti is almost right on that guy. He is
shifted way up there.
I mean, he's almost in the batter's box. Almost in the batter's box on these bunts. He wants to make this play. Jonah Chavir staying home on these bunts as he needs to hold third base. Count will be 1-1 after the fouled bunt. And he shows once more, but Roy picks off. This guy wants the bunt down. I think they want to play small ball against this guy. Colin Paghetti not wanting to give this bunt, though, way up in the grass, which I think is the right play.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to play, obviously, to get that. They have 0 outs here in the inning.
As he fouls the bunt back, it will be on our heads on the booth.
I think, obviously, with that runner on second base, 0 outs, they're trying to get a bunt so that they can get that runner to third base.
Sadly for them, no longer able to bunt. At least you don't really bunt with 2 strikes. It's a foul ball, as we all know. It's a strikeout. Probably be swinging on this 1-2 count. Roy just wants to go right after him, try and get this K. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it hits him. Holy moly! I think not even a little rattled.
Yeah, didn't even lean into it.
Yeah, it was just right at him.
Came right at him, hit him in the elbow.
Yeah,
and that's gonna load our bases up.
With no outs. Wow, a big take by number 17.
Again, emotions are showing from Roy. It's just something where composure needs to be kept, and obviously we can already see Roy kind of breaking down there on the mound. We need to see Roy come back to where we know he can be. I mean, this guy is not someone that should be hitting people like hitting batters like this. It's
what is it? He gave up that leadoff single, and then now it's hit 2 batters to load the bases with no outs. It'll be an 0-0 count. Here's the 0-0 pitch as it's swung on. Hardy cut. That'll bring the count to 0-1.
Yeah, these guys really, they're either looking for something that can fly out and they can tag up on, or a double here can bring home 2 runs right now.
Absolutely.
Which is not something you want to see, obviously. So,
as Kellen Fairbairn lines a ball foul. That was very close, but absolutely was a foul. Great call by the home plate umpire. Count will be 0-2 after the foul ball. That was close. I think if that drops, 2 runs are scoring.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
what I'm saying is, that on the first baseline all the way out there, that's going to take our right fielder, Julian. It's going to take him a minute to get there, and so
absolutely, and it might even go past him. But count will be 0-2 on number 3, the senior Kelton Fairbairn. Fairbairn.
Yes, sir.
It'll be an 0-2 count as Roy readies from the full because the bases are loaded. And swing and miss on the sweeping breaker. Wow, great pitch. That's what you need.
Again,
that is a huge strikeout. As now up steps to bat the number 9 batter. This is Garrett O'Brien, number 7. Oh, actually no, he is number 9. The number 9 batter batting number 9th for Pueblo West. This is the guy you want up in a 1-out bases loaded situation.
As our scoreboard goes completely, it's back. Never mind.
As the fastball misses high. I mean, this is huge. I mean, we're looking for a ground ball right now. Anything
absolutely.
in the infield, ground ball, toss it home, or maybe turn the 2. But, no fly balls right now.
I think what Roy needs to get this to is really, he needs to get this to a 2-out situation. I mean, that's a completely different game you're playing at that point at 2 outs. With this 1 out, again, even just to fly out is going to be able to bring some
possibly
home.
Score a run, if we can't throw them out. Count will be 1-1 after the hardy cut on the fastball down the middle. Roy readies. Starts his motion. Here's the pitch. Foul ball to the right. It'll be a 1-2 count against Javen Baca as Javen Baca calls time.
He's going to step out of the box, take a couple swings. Again, this seems to be maybe just something to get in the head of Roy. He's going to step back into the batter's box. It'll be 1-2 pitch.
Big pitch right here. I think strikeout here just changes the dynamic of this inning. Oh, and he gets him. Holy moly. What a nice, it kind of looked like a little cutter right there. Not truly an off-speed, but not truly a fastball. Kind of just snuck it in there. The guy thought it was going to hit him. Snuck it right in. A beautiful 1-2 pitch. Now steps up to bat. Number 11, Donovan Robinson. This is not the guy you want right now in a bases loaded situation, but I think Roy's, he's up to the challenge. He's ready to come after him right here. Here's the 0-0 pitch from Roy. Swung on. Wow. Way off balance on the outside breaker.
Yeah.
Beautiful pitch.
Obviously what we're seeing here is just West is just trying to get any piece of contact they can. They just want to bring a run in. This would be huge for them, obviously, at the top of the second here. They're down 1-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Outside fastball almost slipped past Luke Rohr's grasp. Just barely got it. Of course he got it.
Luke Rohr, the demigod.
Wow.
Not going to let anything past him.
I mean, what can you do?
I mean, brick wall sitting behind the plate today.
It'll be a 1-1 count after the almost wild pitch. Donovan Robinson calls time and steps out. I think they're just trying to get in his head. I think it's been the approach every single team we've seen have with Roy. Any of these in-town teams, they know they can get in his head. They know he can, they can kind of razzle him a little bit. Hopefully he can keep his composure here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ooh,
looking for that
Roy
inside
is
ball.
frustrated with that call. He threw basically the same pitch that struck out Garrett O'Brien. Did not get the call this time. I think it was the right call, a little bit inside.
We're seeing this pattern here where after they're
frustrated.
Calling, he's frustrated, but both times
it.
After calling time, both these batters get an inside pitch.
Absolutely. It'll be a 2-1 count after that really close pitch.
Luke sets up outside, and it's going to come outside.
Miss it. Wow, not the count you want right now. This is an uncomfortable count. Hopefully he can bring it back. This batter is comfortable right now. He is ready to swing out.
Essentially, Roy here just has to throw something that this guy's either going to swing at or something that's just going to be really nice and inside that zone.
Let's see, and he calls time again. He knows he can razzle him.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the inside pitch here again.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I think we're going to see the inside pitch, and I don't think this umpire is going to give it to him with how Donovan Robinson is set up. He is on that plate. He is, touching that line. As here's the fastball, and it will miss outside. Oh, late call by the umpire. All right, I will appreciate it. He gets the outside strike. And that'll bring the count to full. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Wowzers. 2 innings into the game, and we already have a really tense situation. Runners will be moving. Let's see the pitch. And he pops it up to the left fielder. That might drop foul. Yes, it will drop way foul. That one was scary off the bat. I thought he got a little bit more on that one.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Some intense hustle really there from the third baseman, Jonah Trevera, as well as the shortstop, Parker Hankins, and our left fielder, Donovan Walsh. They're not going to be able to get to it, though, as it was just in a bad spot for everyone.
Yeah, way foul, almost out of the field.
Count is still full.
Count will still be full. Runners still moving. Let's see what happens in this high-pressure moment. Roy looks in, starts his motion. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's a swing and miss. Big strikeout by Roy Higginbotham. Wowzers. That is huge. Holy moly. That is a big performance by Roy to keep his composure. Wowzers. What a play. Holy moly. I mean, that is huge. Great showing by Roy. I mean, he did get himself absolutely into that predicament with the leadoff single and then back-to-back hit by pitches. But you have to give the man his due. He did get himself out.
Absolutely.
What was that? Was that 3 strikeouts in a row? Was 3 strikeouts in a row?
I believe so. Yeah. Really solid clutch pitching there from Roy. You have to, I mean.
You do have to point out he did put himself in that predicament.
Yes. And, you know, that's not something that, again, we're able to see from Roy a lot, but really excited that he was able to keep the composure there. It gives me really good hope for the rest of this game.
Absolutely.
Again, we're still up 1-0. Just the beginning of the ball game, though, of course.
They are making this a tense one, though, for sure.
Absolutely. It's already tense, you know, obviously County and West.
Similar.
Always having that rival. You know, we've always had it throughout the entire year, the entire season. You know, it's been a battle in league play, especially. It's between us and West for almost every sport.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a lot. I mean, for a while, we were kind of the odd man out. You know, Centennial had their Central, and you know, East had their South. We didn't have no one. We for a solid probably about 50-year span, we didn't have anyone. And maybe Rye, you know. But now we've got our rival, and it's been amazing. I mean, these past 20-some years have been, awesome rivalry. As here's the 0-0 pitch to Julian Reyes. He takes the inside fastball. I have to say, this pitcher, it's hard to tell what he's throwing.
Yeah.
His fastballs look like breakers, and his breakers look like fastballs. And I haven't seen any curveballs. As Julian Reyes grounds the ball to the second baseman, and the second baseman will make the play. That was Kelton Fairbarn.
Again, seeing the difference between Roy and Baca here
is crazy.
I mean, again, we're just looking at kind of a slower pitcher, honestly, and we're looking at
kind of like a kind of sneak around you kind of guy, like a Greg Maddux, try and pitch around you.
Yeah, and he's obviously like.
Oh, as it hits the pitcher off of his thigh, Kellen Fairbairn will track it down. Oh, that's a tough call by the field umpire, Jace Armijo. As he pats Parker Hankins on the back, letting him know it was a bang-bang play. That's a tough call. Honestly, I think that can go either way. Great recovery by Kelton Fairbairn after the ground ball went off the pitcher's left thigh. Hopefully that pitcher's all right. Hopefully he's not injured. As up steps the back, number 8, Luke Rohr, fouls off the first pitch.
And that's something where, Parker hit that ball and he saw it go towards the pitcher. And, he started out with kind of a slow jog to first base. Mm-hmm. Eventually we saw the hustle. But I think that's something that Parker can make with, 100% hustle. As we see another ball. Second pitch here to Luke is fouled off.
I think the big thing that I just have to notice is this is not the inning you want to see after what Roy just did.
Yeah.
Roy just threw about, I think, like 20-some odd pitches that inning. Struck out 3 guys with the bases loaded. He's probably pretty gassed right now, probably a pretty tired guy. You do not want,
Yeah, if anything, you just want to give him time to rest.
Absolutely.
Sitting there
he needs some time to sit down and kind of recollect himself after that inning. This fast inning is not what you want to see. As Luke Rohr chokes up in the 1-2 count, here's the pitch. And he pokes it up the middle. Oh, wow, almost hit the pitcher again. That'll be a beautiful piece of hitting as he takes a hearty round on first base and kind of stumbles back. And it looks like we will get a courtesy runner for the catcher, Luke Rohr. Great piece of hitting, Luke Rohr.
Obviously, the pinch runner coming in is because the 2 outs here.
Yeah. I believe that's Blake Swift. Probably want to give Luke an opportunity to put his gear on.
Right. Blake Swift, a fantastic pinch runner to bring in. He
was one of our best running backs this season. Came in after our star running back with the almost 1,000-yard season last year. Patrick Noga got hurt. So Blake Swift, the sophomore, I believe, came in and kind of carried the load for a while. Speaking of Patrick Noga, he is on the baseball team as well. Seems to be a solid utility piece so far this year. As tries to sneak that outside fastball. And catcher did set up for it, but ump didn't give him. It was a little bit too far outside. Kelton Fairbairn did not like that call, though, with his hands waving in the air after that call. It'll be a 1-0 count. Blake Swift with a modest lead on first base. Here's the pitch to Donovan Walsh. Oh, sorry, excuse me, Jonah Chavira. Donovan Walsh is on deck. Jonah Chavira will lean out in the 1-1 count. I think he's ready to go. There'll be 2 outs on the inning. Runner on first. And he picks off to first base really close, called safe. Really close play, almost had him.
Did almost have him. He did seem to be caught a little bit off guard there by that pick.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that, yeah. That would have sucked. You do not want to end your inning on a pickoff. Count is still 1-1 after the pickoff attempt. Runner gets his lead. And he misses the fastball again outside. Kind of just seems like he doesn't want to go after him. Kind of wants to sit on that eastern part of the plate.
Absolutely. It's cool to see in this, it's high school ball, but it's cool to see in this higher level of ball the pickoffs do seem to be a lot closer than they were in that low level
As
ball.
The ball is grounded to the third baseman, and he'll make the easy throw to the second baseman for the out. Sorry to cut you off there, bud.
No, I was just explaining how seeing the pickoffs work in high school ball is really interesting. In lower levels of ball, a lot of those times, I would say 80% of those times, the pickoffs are going to be overthrown, and they're going to be sent way into that first base foul
And that's
line.
not to dog on those little kids, but that's a hard throw.
That's a
as
tough
a pitcher,
throw.
that's a tough throw. You're used, you're kind of in that mindset of coming down the hill. It's hard to, make that toss. But absolutely, I'm fully with you.
We're going to see Roy start to throw a couple warm-up pitches here as he's back in again. Again, a very long inning for Pueblo West. An inning ago, and a very short inning for the Hornets.
Absolutely.
Offensively.
Interestingly enough, though, even after all those walks and strikeouts, Baca only has about 7 more pitches than Roy Higginbotham.
That is true.
Yeah. Talking about other things than baseball, what are you going to get from the concessions today?
Here at the Runyon Sports Complex, you always got to get yourself a stinger wrap.
At least.
Absolutely fantastic. That's going to be
prerequisite.
A chicken tender paired with a Pueblo green chili and some cheese inside of a tortilla.
The good
toasted
tortillas, too, from
and
the best place in town.
Absolutely fantastic meal for anyone out there. Make sure you come down to Runyon one of these
times. And solidly
times.
priced, too. $6 for a nice meal.
Solid price. So
yeah.
If you ever find yourself here at the Runyon Sports Complex, make sure to go down and get yourself something from the concession stand. They have all kinds of things, corn dogs, hot dogs. They're going to have lots of drink options for you as well, including those evening games for anyone who wants to get out here and have a beer and watch some ball.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be
just like God intended.
I'm excited to see as the weather warms up. Those late nights here at Runyon are just some of the best times. So,
absolutely. As the inside fastball is called for a strike, bringing the count to 1-2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a foot-long corn dog today. I'm just feeling like it. Maybe I'll probably add on a stinger wrap as well. I'll tell you what though, Caleb, I am looking forward to that food.
Absolutely.
It's gonna taste so good after a nice game. As the fastball looks like it kind of slipped out of the hands and missed outside, bringing the count to. I believe actually that might be 3-1. I don't know. We're having some scoreboard issues at the moment. So it could be 3-1. It could be 1-2. We don't know.
Jonah Trevera, third baseman, going to be standing a little close
as the ball's fouled off.
As the ball's fouled off the bat towards the first baseline, nowhere near fair.
As Colin Bugatti very politely flips the ball to the on-deck batter. Kind of seems like no one likes that circle.
Yeah. I've seen a couple batters stand on it, a couple batters not. Just kind of depends on the guy, but honestly, a really good addition to the Hobbs field.
I think it just looks good. I think it's more for looks than maybe,
Yep, can easily identify which side of the field that.
As Roy is not happy at all after the batter calls time. Don't know what exactly he's frustrated about, but clearly it's in his head. The 2-2 count, fires the fastball and stares down the batter as Luke Rohr drops it.
Interesting drop from Luke. He had it in his hand.
I think he was just trying to transition it from his hand. Bad call from the umpire, in my opinion. I think
I think it was very controlled.
Yeah, it was on the transition. I think he was trying to take it out and throw it back to Roy. But it happens, and we got the out anyways. Great pitching by Roy Higginbotham, and good on Luke Rohr to secure the ball and make the out. It'll be an 0-0 count, 1 out, nobody on, as the breaker slips, and will go over the head of the catcher and the umpire.
Flies about 3 miles back towards this backstop here at Hobbs.
Count will be 1-0 after the missed breaker. He readies, throws the fastball, and it will not be called a strike. Count will be 2-0 after the missed pitch. Roy leans in, gets set, starts his motion, goes down the hill, and it will be missed low, bringing the count to 3-0. Kind of just seems like Roy is hurting himself right now. Not really helping himself out very much. What can you do?
Absolutely beautiful count for the batter. Roy obviously
Probably taking here.
Yeah, here he's not going to really look for anything outside or inside. He's just going to try and put it nice and square in that zone if I were him.
Up to bat right now is the catcher Logan King as he takes the inside fastball. That would be ball 4. Roy visibly frustrated, just waving his arms and kind of pouting on that mound.
Again, this is something where we need to see Roy come back to that
show
composure.
A little bit of maturity, yeah.
Yeah. You know, obviously we know Roy's a good pitcher and mistakes happen, and you know, Roy's pitched a lot of games. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and so it's normal, obviously, for those mistakes to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, no one is upset at him for having a walk here.
Yeah.
We do have 1 out. Runner is only on first base, and so from Roy, we just need to see the composure kept here and just kind of bring it in a little bit.
Absolutely.
No need for Roy to be, you know, so frustrated at these pitches kind of leaving.
Now steps up to bat is the shortstop, number 14, Trace Humphrey. Lefty. You think that's I think that is probably a result of his father being a baseball coach himself. You kind of see that a lot. A lot of the players that are coaches' sons, they kind of end up being lefty because those coaches know how useful it can be to be a lefty batter.
Absolutely. A good lefty is...
Same thing with Colin Paggetti. Shout out to Coach Ryan Paggetti, the GOAT of Little League coaching. Count will be 2-0. Luke Rohr bowed out to have a meeting with the pitcher, tell him to calm down. Probably told him a really funny joke, I'm guessing. Maybe told him that his socks are untied. You never know. Runner on first. It'll be a pinch runner, so probably some wheels on first base. He takes a solid lead. Roy goes down the hill, puts the fastball. What looked like down the middle, but I think Luke was kind of expecting a steal and kind of came up and didn't really frame that pitch. I think if he stays down and frames, that's possibly a strike. Count will be 3-0 again. And Roy will walk another batter.
That's going to put the number 1. Who's number 1 there?
This will be, this is number 20. Oh, huh?
Number 1 over here on second base is going to be...
That is Sean Terrones.
And that's going to put him in scoring position there at second
Absolutely.
base. And that's obviously something you don't want to see. Again, 1 out on the inning, so we need to get this into a 2-out position. Obviously, that's where defensively that's going to be the best position.
Probably looking for a ground ball right here. Turn 2, get out of the inning. As Coach Dylan Gavin will call time to have a talk to his pitcher after 9 straight balls have been thrown. Not a single strike has been thrown in quite some time.
Yeah, and honestly, good from Gav, you know, take a second here.
Absolutely.
Maybe talk to Roy a little bit and try and get him situated up there on the mound. Again, it's just a composure thing, really. We've seen Roy, obviously, in that clutch position. We saw Roy do what he needed to do, and really we just need to see that again.
Count will be 1-0 after the inside fastball, as the home plate umpire has to do his due diligence and step up and usher them along to make sure that they don't spend too much time having a little chit-chat.
Absolutely.
That's one of my favorite things about baseball, is it's the only sport where you can just call time to have a little talk, have a little chit-chat.
What would be nice here is to see Roy, you know, ideally we'd like to see Roy in here for a couple more innings. You know, you don't want to switch him out, especially this early in the game.
as the inside fastball is called. Finally got the call that he wanted.
A little bit of a slow call from the umpire, kind of all morning.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I don't hate that.
I think the cold's getting to everyone.
As an umpire myself, I think some of the better umpires, they take their time on the calls because your brain needs some time to process it. You know, if you instantly call just off, you know, your instincts, you're going to miss a lot of calls. Right. And I did that myself when I was umpiring, you know. I'd get in kind of too much of a habit. But count will be 2-1 after the missed breaker. 2 runners on. The 5-hole hitter, the pitcher, Javen Baca, is up to bat. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And Luke Rohr just not attempting to frame these pitches at all. I think he knew that the umpire was not giving him that, and he just stood right up. That will be 3-1. You know, just a tough position for Roy Higginbotham, and I hate to say it, but he's doing it to himself. I mean, what else can you? Well, you know, it's not anyone else's fault right now that these runners are on. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's a ground ball past the outstretched arms of Parker Hankins. He did stop it though. There's a chance that a run scores if Hanky does not stop that ground ball.
Yeah, good stop from Parker. Obviously, he was stretched out. He did have to jump for that ball, and so it did. He wasn't able to get up in time to get that to, you know, any base for an out. That does bring the bases to be loaded.
Honestly, I hate to say it, but you know, I think Roy's in a better situation right now. I think I'd rather have the bases loaded than 2 people on like that. Because now you can turn 2, you know, with home and first. So I think it just makes things a little bit calmer as there's a ground ball. Oh my gosh, you hate to see it. Holy moly, he compounded the error and made it worse. Oh my, that is going to frustrate Roy to no end.
Yeah, ball.
There was a ground ball to the third baseman, Jonah Chavira. Missed it with his glove, panicked, picked it up, and chucked it into right field. I think it's better if he just, you know,
holds
eats it.
Ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Eats it. You still keep the possibility of the double play, and another run doesn't score.
I understand the throw to first. Obviously, we're looking for an out here, but I think for
it's
Jonah,
just not worth it. Absolutely.
Obviously, this is, you know, hindsight being 20/20. We're not out on the field. The pressure isn't on us. But
absolutely,
what would have been nice there is Jonah to maybe gather the ball, maybe take a step, and then get a throw in. Obviously, he was just looking for the out, but it did not pay off whatsoever. As now we have a runner.
It's been a tough game for Jonah so far. 2 errors in 3 innings.
Yeah,
I mean that is the first one didn't matter much, but this one, massive error. Yeah, as Roy seems to be frustrated, just chucking fastballs down the middle as much as he can. Count will be 1-1 after the swinging strike. 1 out, runner on third and second. Roy Higginbotham comes set. Here's the pitch. Another swing and miss on an inside fastball this time. Count will be 1-2. Roy needs a strikeout right here. As the infielders will come in, trying to cut off that run from third. Roy fixes his hat, steps up. It'll be a 1-2 count, 1 out. Against Gavin Hansen.
As we are going to see a little bit of inside information for you watching at home. We're going to see J.J. Barger start to warm up with Cole in the bullpen. Looks like they're getting him ready to potentially come out in an inning or so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which makes sense.
I think that's what you got to do. He's at 62 pitches, and he's just hurting himself, I think. Probably close to 6 or 7 walks so far.
Yeah.
And he is just,
yeah, again,
I mean, just raging on the mound up there. I mean,
playing games, you know, calling time, but obviously it's very much part of the ball game. It's nothing to get mad at.
And he smacks fastball. Parker Hankins fields it, throws to the catcher. Luke Rohr will make the tag on his face. Beautiful play. Great play by Parker Hankins, and a way to get the ground ball. Should not have sent the runner right there.
Solid look from Parker. You know, he looked to first, realized the play was at home, threw it to home, and it was, you know, out by a mile there.
Beautiful play and a great tag from Luke Rohr right on the face. Gave him a little nose tap.
Absolutely.
There'll be 2 outs after that beautiful play. Runners on first and second as number 3 Kelton Fairbairn steps up to bat. Luke Rohr will step out and give his catcher signals for the first and third. That's big. You absolutely need that. Now you're in a 2-out situation. 1 out and you're out of here with relatively minimal damage, all things considered.
Yeah, again, looking for any sort of way to
Holy
get this ball.
moly. I do not know where that pitch missed.
Yeah. Way high there for Roy.
Wow. That looked like middle. But I'm not the umpire. It's not my call. Count will be 1-0 as Kelton Fairbairn cuts and misses at the low off speed. It'll be a 1-1 count. Runner still on first and second. Doesn't look like they want to send Gavin Hansen in this first and third situation. Probably not very much speed on that first baseman, and don't want to end the inning on a throw down. Oh, and they send him. Holy moly! And Parker Engans was not paying attention. You hate to see it.
Yeah, they sent the first base runner
mile.
there. Yeah, they could have got him, but they sent the first base runner there. Obviously, shortstop Parker Hankins wasn't ready at the base to receive the throwdown from Luke.
Actually, excuse me, sorry, Jonathan. That was Jonathan's fault.
Yeah, both of them weren't really there.
Well, with a righty batter, you want the second baseman to be fielding that. It's all right, though. Not the end of the world. It'll be a 2-1 count. Two out still.
Not an awful play, though, because if the throw would have missed, the third baseman
Holy
was ready
moly.
to be sent in to home.
I don't know what he's crying about on the mound right now at the moment.
Yeah, another time,
and he is just, he's dropping his hands and pouting. You hate to see it. It'll be a 2-1 count still. And he got the breaker called. Kind of just lobbed it in there, got a little get-me-over curveball. It'll be a 2-2 count after that. And Roy is just frustrated right now, just in his head about just about everything.
I think Roy may be advocating for the pitch clock rules after today's game.
1 timeout per at-bat. As Kelton Fairbairn will swing at the curveball, and that will end the inning.
Not a hearty swing at all from Kelton, just kind of
a panic swing.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, nice to get out of that inning. Score now is 2-1 for West.
After the inning, in the inning, there was 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runs.
As we see the weather kind of start to warm up,
Looking a little more sunny, yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more people in the crowd today. The stands are slowly filling. All right,
Nope, you got it.
Nope.
You got it.
Nope, that's the end of my talking segment today.
Filling up is what he meant to say. We're getting a little bit of a bigger crowd as the sun starts to come out. So tell me, Gatorade or Powerade?
Man, my whole life I've just kind of seen Powerade as the kind of little more annoying cousin of Gatorade. I think Gatorade is king.
I personally think I like Powerade more. You get more in the bottle, all right, and I think it tastes better, personally, and especially on it tastes better. Like it adds about 10 plus flavor. You get 10 plus flavor attributes if you're at Runyon Field drinking that Powerade.
I think you're lucky that we're stuck up here in the booth together, and I can't just walk away from you right now as we see Donovan Walsh come up to bat here.
Swinging first pitch into the left center gap. Oh, a diving catch dropped by the left fielder. Donnie was looking at second base, thought better of it, and it was the right idea. Would have been out by a mile.
Again, that almost seemed kind of like a routine flyout for that left fielder there. He did kind of slide for it, and it was in his glove, but just an unfortunate.
Kind of seemed like a catch he could have just stuck his glove out and made. I don't think he had to dive right there.
Yeah. I think it's that cold weather. Still 41 degrees out here in Pueblo.
That will be West's first error of the game. And I think, honestly, one that we kind of needed. I think that it's a good start to the inning as Cohen Glenn swinging on the first pitch breaker. Don't think he was expecting that looping curveball really early on it. I think the funny thing that I'm seeing in the difference between both teams is the positioning of the batters. Seems like against Roy, most of these guys are about as far back in the box, almost out of the box as they can get. Kind of seems like we're about as much up as we can get. Oh my Lord. Donovan Walsh almost got picked off. It just seems like we're sluggish right now.
We are very sluggish, not ready for that pick whatsoever, and it was a very close play.
Definitely he's got a solid move, though. I will not lie.
Genuinely could have been called either way, and
I believed he was out,
I would have went with it.
Absolutely. Nice move, though, by Baca. And another really nice move as the ball will roll out into right field, and you see that, kind of coming back to get you with those multiple pickoffs. Because it will happen. And I don't even think that was his fault. I think it bounced off of Donovan Walsh's buttocks.
Yeah, again, like I said earlier,
You kind of jinxed them.
In the
You
Little League
jinxed
ball,
them.
you're going to see 80% of those pitches come out. In this higher level of ball, you're going to see, maybe you're only going to see 5% of those pickoffs missed, right? And it just happens to be, especially when you're going for those multiple pickoffs in a row.
Just kind of.
Just going to happen.
You're gonna miss eventually. Yeah.
It does get Donovan Walsh into scoring position with 0 outs.
That's huge.
Huge
And
for
Cohen Glenn, Roy Higginbotham, and Colin Spaghetti up to that next. Cohen Glenn will take the outside fastball. A brilliant take, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. It'll be Cohen Glenn up to bat, Roy Higginbotham in the hole, or on deck, and Jonathan Gonzalez on deck.
Again.
Or on the hole, excuse me.
Jonathan's going to be a really solid contact hitter anyways.
As the fastball misses high, bringing the count to 2-1. Still no outs. Donovan Walsh is still at second. As we see some ruffling down in the stands, looked like some little kids were fighting. It's part of the game. Love to see it out here. As Cohen Glenn smacks it to the center fielder, that will be a nice can of corn. Walsh is tagging up on it, and it looks like he's going to get it. Oh, wow, as we get a little... Oh, Donovan Walsh tried to slide, decided not to. Almost hurt himself. As we see Donovan Robinson's hat in center field fall off. Kind of a little flashback to the South game with 5 hats falling off in one play.
I was going to mention earlier, we're not seeing a lot of hats off the head today.
I do
don't know.
appreciate that. Yeah,
I think that could be attributed to the fact that, last Saturday, if you didn't listen, if you weren't in, we streamed the game, County versus South, but it was a very windy day, which attributed to a lot of hats falling off. The pitcher, it was part of his motion almost to...
As the ground ball will be hit right back to the pitcher, he fields it and throws it at home and gets the out. You hate to see it. That is kind of a momentum killer. Not the right play. I think you wait for the pitcher to make that throw to first base, and then you maybe try and go, or you don't go at all.
Good pick from the pitcher there. The ball was coming at him pretty fast.
He made a nice play.
Yeah, honestly, it was more of a luck thing. He kind of just stuck
the glove out, but he did make the play. You got to give him that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There will be 2 outs after the nice play from the pitcher. Runner on first will be the pinch runner, Jacob Gonzalez, as Jonathan Gonzalez steps up to bat. Here's the 0-0 pitch. It's a high and outside fastball. Catcher jumps up to corral it.
We're going to see Colin Spaghetti swinging on deck. He's
Absolutely.
ready to go.
I think if there's any time to have a 2-out rally, I think these are the guys you want up. I think if Jonathan can make a hit, I'm going to be a pretty happy guy if we can get Colin Spaghetti up to bat this inning. As another low fastball is called for a ball. It'll be a 2-0 count after that low pitch.
I think that's a pitch that we're going to see a couple times if Colin Spaghetti gets up here to bat. Absolutely. Because that is something that Colin is known to swing at. Again, outside for Jonathan, but that's going to be an inside low fastball for Spaghetti.
As almost another pickoff has got one of our runners. Jacob Gonzalez looks like he believes that was a balk. No call from the umpire. It kind of seems like Javen Baca kind of flinches that leading leg to make the runner think that he can take his lead, which is technically a balk, but you can kind of sneak it with a 2-man umping crew like this. Something I did when I played. It can get you a lot of pickoffs. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Jonathan Gonzalez having to take right here, and it'll be a called strike. This is definitely the count you want to be in right now if you're Jonathan Gonzalez. Nice little 3-1 count. Runner's still on first base.
Absolutely.
Pitcher leans in.
Jonathan
gets his sign.
Here only swinging at something really perfect.
When he tries to drop the 3-1 bunt, and Jacob Gonzalez almost caught on the back pick. That was a really weird 3-1 play with 2 outs.
Really weird 3-1 play.
Bunting for a hit is
interesting. It kind of just seems.
I think they want the 3-2. What's it called? I think they want the 3-2 runner moving, which is my only guess. I don't know why else they would do that. Jonathan Gonzalez now on the 3-2 count as he picks off again. Called safe once more.
Again, everyone, especially on that 3-1 play, everyone just seems to be kind of moving a little slow today.
I think the ump needs to watch that. I'm seeing a lot of that kind of left leg jump up a little bit right before the pickoffs. Let's watch it right here, see if he goes for another pickoff. It'll be a 3-2 count. and he's swinging, lines into the right before the right fielder, and Jacob Gonzalez is stopped from rounding and going to third base. As Cochise visibly frustrated because Jacob Gonzalez was not moving for some reason on the 3-2 count, which is an absolute in baseball. You were moving in the 3-2 count.
And honestly, that hit could have brought Jacob to third base if he was just, and I think that's kind of the confusion there was Eads was ready for him to round and come to third, but Jacob was not moving, and
Not
so he
moving.
did have to stay
Absolutely.
and almost caught at second base. So
it
we need to be
kinda-
a little bit more attentive on the base running.
Absolutely. It turns. The thing about that is, you get Jake. Oof, as he paints that outside corner, gets the call. That's the thing is, you get Jacob Gonzalez to third, Jonathan Gonzalez first and third. He's stealing, taking that base. You've got runners second and third. Both in scoring position for Colin Pighetti. Big difference between first and second.
Absolutely.
Kind of just a little, a minor base running mishap, as the coach trying to get some defensive adjustments, moving them to the left, which against this with the current batter we have up to bat, Colin Pighetti, probably the biggest pull hitter I've ever known in my entire life. I don't know if that's the right call. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. It'll be a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Colin Pighetti fouls it back, and that will bring the count to 1-2. Now he's got to protect. Not exactly the place you want to be in at the moment.
No, not a good count for the batter.
Hopefully he can come through with a.
He does seem ready to swing, and he is able to make contact with these balls we've seen. So, there is a little bit of confidence there. And the no gloves on the 41-degree moment here.
The pickoff from the pitcher. Try and keep Jacob Gonzalez honest. I think the kind of big difference right now between these pitchers is their pitch count. Right now, Javen Baca with only 47 pitches. Roy Higginbotham with almost 70. He's at 68 pitches right now. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Colin Pighetti, and it's missed outside. A nice take.
Yeah, I think this next inning is probably when we're going to see the pitching change, to be honest.
I don't know if Roy's going out there for another inning.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, we'll have to see what the coaching staff decides here.
Count will be 2-2 after the outside fastball. Runner still on first and second. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Colin Pighetti, sold that really well. Fastball just about down the middle. And Colin Pighetti sold it with a nice little flinch.
Again, Eads reminding Jacob Gonzalez
He has to run on this pitch.
This is a moving pitch.
Yes, it is a 3-2 count with 2 outs. You are moving Jacob Gonzalez. Count is full after that take. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's an outside ball. Great at bat by Colin Pighetti. Bases will now be loaded with 2 outs. A little bit of pressure, and like I said earlier, these are the guys you want up for a 2-out rally. And this is, proving my point.
As we see Julian Reyes come into bat.
Big at bat at the moment.
Big at bat for Julian. He is known, more for being a contact hitter. Anything here is good. Anything, one run here ties the game up. Tying run sitting on second base, and Jonathan Gonzalez.
Tying run sitting on third base.
Or my apologies.
Ball will be flied out to the right fielder, and he makes the catch. Not what you want at all. You really don't want a fly ball at the moment. With that situation, you kind of want a ground ball. Make them make the play.
Absolutely.
You want to try and force them to make a mistake, cause some mayhem on the base pass. But what can you do? There was I think 1 hit on the inning, 1 error from West, and 3 runners left on.
We're going to see Roy come back out for another inning. I was wrong there. We're not going to see JJ come out just yet. Again, he is warmed up. He is ready to go. So depending on what Roy does this inning, we're just kind of keeping JJ in the back pocket there. I think, seeing JJ is kind of interesting. Personally, I would like to see the lefty Cone Glenn maybe come up in a game like this, but it seems like we're really saving him in the back pocket, if you will. So yeah, good ball game today. Obviously very intense. Still sitting 2-1 for the Cyclones.
Ooh, now steps up to bat, number 9, Garrett O'Brien. As I believe Garrett O'Brien does play a sport for Pueblo County High School. Garrett O'Brien is, in fact, a hockey player. And if you did not know, the county has the only hockey team in Pueblo, as there wasn't enough people. So we kind of just have one. It's kind of like how West has the lacrosse team, you know. As he shows bunt, and he didn't pull it back. And that is a strike right down the middle.
To me, this seems like
Just trying to
head
get his
games
head,
with
yeah.
Roy.
I don't think he actually wants to bunt. I think he's just trying to mess with him, trying to
I
get
think
that
they
hit by
really
pitch.
understand that Roy is someone that the head games work on. You
Yeah.
know?
As
Showing bunt that first pitch is just kind of something to get Roy.
Absolutely. And a hardy cut on the breaker outside. It'll be an 0-2 count to number 9, Garrett O'Brien. And Roy misses the fastball outside. Not what he wanted, and visibly frustrated with himself. It's more. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Garrett O'Brien. Swung on and missed as Luke Moore sends it around the horn for the first out of the inning. That is very big for Roy. Exactly how he needed to start this inning. It's a great thing he didn't start with a leadoff walk, or else this inning could have shown some trouble. And we'll see how he does right now against number 11, Donovan Robinson, as he's in the very back of the box. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Breaker sneaks in for the strike. That'll be an 0-1 count after that. There's one out on the inning. No runners on. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul to the third base coach as he makes a solid play.
Nice play from the West third base coach.
Classic third base coach.
Base coach.
It'll be an 0-2 count after the foul ball. I'm thinking breaker here outside. Or maybe Roy just goes right after him with the fastball. We'll see. And he calls time once more. Roy, I mean, this is just too much. I mean, Coach Gabb needs to nip this in the butt. I mean,
Yeah, the frustration is something.
you can't be showing this. It gives too much to the opposing team to be doing that. It makes them so happy. As there's a ground ball to the first baseman, Colin will take it himself and get the out. There'll be 2 outs after that play. But back to what I was saying, it just, as an opposing player, if I'm watching that pitcher and seeing how much he's getting frustrated with the tiny things I'm doing, I am doing as much of it as I can. I mean, he is just, he's showing too much frustration right now. I mean, you can't be doing that, especially as a pitcher. I mean, it's just a bad show for everyone. I mean, it shows up the umpire, so he's going to be less willing to give you, pitch. He's going to be less willing to give you calls.
Especially when it's something
Jonathan
that's
Gonzalez, and he makes the play, tosses the Colin Diddy. That will be the end of inning. That's a huge inning for Roy Higginbotham. A really fast get in, get out inning. No hits, no walks,
something
no
he
errors.
especially because right now he is sitting
75 pitches, yeah.
24 pitches over Baca for I'm just going to stop talking now. He's sitting at a pretty high pitch count, and so an inning like that is something he definitely needs. A lot of solid plays made it first there that inning. Up to bat next will be
Parker Hankins. And kind of the guy you want. I like him as a leadoff hitter, kind of a little spark plug guy. Back to our daily our in-between inning discussions. I'm trying to think of an interesting question that can divide people. I have to think of something. Do you like the sound of metal bats or wood bats more?
Obviously metal bats are, for lack of a better term coming to mind, they're kind of the meta right now in baseball. Obviously,
They're just objectively better, yeah.
They're just objectively better at hitting.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying the sound. Which do you enjoy more, the sound?
I'm getting there.
Okay, I'll let you get.
Nothing beats the sound of a nice wood bat hit, a nice hearty swing. No gloves on.
Absolutely.
A swing from a wood bat is just a fantastic sound. And obviously, it's not something you're really ever going to see from these high school players. No one is using a wood bat.
Unless, in fact, you are in New Mexico. metal bats are banned in New Mexico. I believe I remember talking to or at least at the high school level, they are banned. I think a kid was killed on a line drive back to him.
Oh, jeez.
And New Mexico banned metal bats.
I see.
It'll be a 1-1 count as Parker Hankins fouls it to the right. First baseman trying to track it down. And
Over
it's going
the
to fall
fence.
away foul, yeah. First baseman thought he had it. Not even close. Sorry, Buster.
Parker Hankins is taking pretty big swings at these pitches coming in right now.
A little late on not too fast of a pitcher. I think he's struggling a little bit with timing. Count will be 1-2 after that foul ball. Luke Rohr on deck. Just the demigod on deck. 1-2 count. Parker swinging, grounds it to the shortstop. It's kind of a roller. He could beat this. And no, he is out by about a step.
That's something there, though, where we did see really good hustle from Parker. He understood that it was just a quick ground ball to the shortstop there, and he got there as fast as he could.
Shortstop playing way back. I think he could have beat that. I mean, I think someone like Colin Vighetti or a lefty with some long strides, I think, is maybe getting that. Oof. As a up and in fastball to Luke Rohr. Didn't look happy with that pitch. I don't think anyone would.
Yeah, knowing Luke Rohr, the demigod, I would never want to pitch to him anywhere near the zone as he pitches in the zone.
As the outside fastball is called for a strike. Low and outside. It'll be a 1-1 count after the taken strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and he just hangs on to that ball just a little bit too long and just swings it way far outside, just a little bit outside. As we see Jonah Chavira on deck, I mean, I think he's just having a tough day so far. Maybe a little bit cold, a little chilly out. As Luke Rohr grounds it fair to the third baseman, and he tries to make the play. Luke Rohr safe by a mile. Oh, my God, check the wheels on that man. Holy moly. Someone put some WD-40 on those this morning. Holy moly, no squeaks at all. Beat it out with an infield single from the catcher, Luke Rohr. Love to see it. We love you, Luke Rohr. We love you very much, Luke Rohr, the demigod.
Again, interesting hit. Third baseman wasn't ready for it. It just kind of slowly made his way out to him. Kind of bobbled the throw and wasn't able to get it there as fast as he probably...
As he's making some signals, tapping on that wrist, letting him know that he has a wrist, in fact.
Yep, just checking to make sure the wrist is still there after that throw.
Checking on it. It'll be an 0-0 count. Pinch runner Blake Swift is on first base as Jonah Chavira fouls off the off-speed pitch.
That one is going to run about 10 miles back here to the backstop and the netting over here at Hobbs.
This is a big moment right now, honestly. It's kind of a low-key moment, but, one out with Donovan Walsh up the bat is a lot different than 2 outs with Donovan Walsh up the bat.
Absolutely.
As he picks off once more, Blake Swift ready for that.
Yeah.
He said, I know what you're doing. I could tell. Was not surprised one bit.
Again, I think, there's a couple tells here.
He's kind of itchy, yeah.
There's a couple tells. The biggest one is that we're just going to see a lot more looks to first base when he's going to look to pick off. We're going to see 2-3 looks when he's ready to pick off. And
here's the 0-1 pitch. As as a County fan, I do not know where that one missed. It looked like pretty solid strike, but we will take it. It'll be a 1-1 count after that, high fastball.
Again, hard to tell. We are up here in the booth.
We are in the booth.
The perspective is obviously different.
A little janky. It'll be a 1-1 count as another pickoff. Oh, and he got him. And we'll be on a pickle. And he trips over himself. Wowzers. I mean, just not paying attention. Just lazy base running. You hate to see it. And, you can kind of just tell with this pitcher, we need to talk to that field umpire, though. We are seeing way too much of, that lifting of the front leg. He's... it's the only thing that these runners have against a righty pitcher is to know, if he lifts that leg, he's got to go to the plate.
Yeah, and, that is something where, maybe we saw a little bit too much security there from Blake. He kind of just thought that he was able to. He was there for the first pickoff, and so he thought maybe he could be there for the second one. As you see a nice hearty swing from Jonah, but it's going to miss. That swing seemed maybe a little early.
Yeah, slightly just seemed kind of timed up wrong. Hardy cut over the top of the ball. He's choked up, 0-2, and he's protecting. Not running on the foul ball, and the first baseman corrals it. That would be the end of the inning.
Not running is an interesting one. It seemed like maybe he thought the foul ball was going a different place than it was.
as Coach Eads is going out to talk to the umpire. I wonder what he wants to let him know.
Yep. It's going to be that front leg.
He's saying the same thing that I am saying. Coach Eads talking to the home plate umpire, letting him know that the pitcher on those pickoffs is lifting his front leg. You know, and I'm glad that they're pointing that out. I'm definitely a big thing. As Roy comes out once more, I think they're just trying to give him as many innings as they can before they send out J.J. Barger.
Yeah,
The thing that worries me, though, is they warmed up J.J. Barger about 2-3 innings ago.
Well, he's been coming in and out of the bullpen with Cole. He's been warming up since that first inning that we mentioned, and so he has kind of been continuously warming up. But we do see some other teams now starting to warm up over there, so it may be harder for him to get in there. But yeah, obviously I would like to see.
Looks like West has got some arms warming up.
Yeah, West also having some arms. You know, we're seeing a lot of contact, a lot of base runners for County. Obviously, not fantastic base running yet.
As we see a solid jog from the West third base coach. Way to use those legs, sir.
Again, here, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first today. We're gonna recognize the batter standing on the deck there,
on the little circle that they have. As another time is called. Roy's not happy. Didn't even get off
again.
the mound.
They're just starting, and Roy is gonna, as soon as he steps into the box, he's gonna start making his motion.
And he spikes it. This guy is not happy.
No, he's trying to combat it with that
like a little bit
there,
of quickness. Yeah, did not pay off.
No. Count is 1-0. The pitch is out.
This is high. Yeah, I don't know how much longer we can have this guy out here. I think we got to see a pitching change pretty soon.
Yeah, and you know, above all, I mean, it really just comes down to the fact that Roy is definitely getting tired here. He's 78 pitches in. And
it looks like the West coach is having some words with the on-deck guy. If I had to guess, I think he's telling him, call time, show bunt, mess with Roy's head.
Yeah, because Roy has just shown this game that it works. As we are going to see J.J. Barger make his way out to the bullpen for another.
Yeah, as number 10 will line a single up the middle, just a textbook piece of hitting.
Yeah, single for King.
If I'm Coach Gav right now, now's the time. But we shall see. As there's a pinch runner for, that was the catcher, Logan King. There will now be a pinch runner for the catcher.
Roy now 80 pitches into this game.
A lot of pitches on this guy, and it's only the 5th inning.
Yeah, he's sitting almost 30 pitches above Baca.
Yeah, and wow, what a shocker! I was correct. The guy showing bunt instantly. Doesn't look like a insanely fast batter, but showing bunt because he knows he can get in his head. It'll be 0-1 count after the taken strike. Pulls back the bunt. It'll be 1-1.
Luke War popped up. Pop time maybe half a second there.
Pop time instant.
Pop time 0.0 seconds.
He actually was already popped up. Did it so fast you couldn't even see. Solid lead from the runner on first base.
Luke set up outside.
Long hold by Roy Higginbotham as he sticks the bunt out. The back pick, and he missed it. He missed the tag. Really slow on the turnaround. Great back pick by Luke Orr. He was late, yeah. Colin Piquetti missed that. The guy was definitely back in time. Close call, but a great call, if I had to say so myself. It'll be a 1-2 count after the missed bunt attempt. No more bunts from this young fella. Runner still on first base after the back pick attempt.
Luke again, setting up a little bit outside.
And Roy will step off and let him know that he knows he's there.
You know, I like to see it from Roy, you know. Maybe
Keep
a little
honest,
bit.
Yeah.
Combat the mind games with more mind games, which is completely fine, I think.
Absolutely. It'll be 1-2 count. Roy starts his motion and puts the breaker right down the middle for the strikeout. Beautiful pitch. Nice motion from the home plate umpire. I dig that ring up. That is kind of the arrow pullback.
Absolutely.
I can appreciate that. After the strikeout, the pitcher, number 25, Javen Baca, will step up to bat. Runner's still on first base, and Roy picks off, lets him know that he sees him. As Coach Gavin is signaling Julian Reyes to scoot over, as there's a massive gap in right center. That's about all I'm going if I'm watching this guy. I'm aiming for right center gap right now. There's probably about a 200 feet gap between right field and center field.
Probably about a 12 to 15 mile gap in between
Those two outfielders. Count will be 1-0, and Roy picks off once more. Colin does a little Olay tag, and count stays at 1-0. Roy leans in. Wants the batter to step in the box. Kind of he's being big on the pace right now. He wants things to go fast. Picks off once more. Ooh, Colin thought he had him. I disagree. Back-to-back pickoffs. I think he's trying to replicate his what's the word I'm looking for? His opponent. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not replicate it completely.
as he missed the last one.
Runner going.
Oh my lord! And it was a hit and run.
Again.
All right. Safe on the steal. It was a breaker.
I'm going to put that on Jonathan because obviously that would never be Luke's.
It was a curveball. So it was a curveball. He chose the right time to steal it. They were trying to do a hit and run. So Javen Baca with a very ugly swing, which one must do on a hit and run. You have to swing at everything. Count will be 1-1 after the hit and run attempt. The stolen base was successful though. 1 out in the inning. Runner on second base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Roy spikes it in the dirt, and a beautiful block by Luke Rohr. I mean, just a solid block on the chest. No glove at all. It'll be a 2-1 count after the spiked fastball. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And another spiked pitch. Visibly frustrated, smacking his glove. I mean, someone's got to talk to him. Someone's got to tell him that this is, not how you should act as a senior in high school.
88 pitches now from Roy.
Yeah, I think it's about time. It'll be a 3-1 count after the second spiked pitch. And low once more. There'll be a runner on second and first. And no movement from Coach Gavin. He's going to let him get one more. Or maybe many more. We cannot tell. As he hits 89 pitches, is still the top of the fifth, only 1 out. I mean, at this point, I've got to worry about his arm.
Yeah, excuse my ignorance here, Andy, but is there a limit for these high school pitchers?
I do not know. I don't believe so, but it's a possibility.
Because I believe at the lower stages of ball, it is 90.
It's tournament to tournament based and kind of league based, but I've been seeing a lot more recently, a lot more inning based, limits.
Right.
It'll be an 0-1 count after the swinging strike, and just lets loose on the fastball high, almost hits another batter. It'll be a 1-1 count after the errant pitch. Still 1 out. Got some solid wheels on first and second. As Roy hits 91 pitches. Looking back, leaning in, here's the 1-1 pitch. Tried to get a little get-me-over breaker. Did not get it. Maybe a 2-1 count after the missed pitch. As he calls time once more to try and
throw Roy off.
Throw Roy off once more.
Again, with 92 pitches, I think Roy is significantly thrown off, no matter what happens here.
He picks off, sorry, excuse me. Let him know that he still sees him. It will be a 2-1 count.
Count is now going to be 2-2 with 1 out on the inning. It's going to be the top of the fifth for anyone just joining in. Pickoff from Roy, as he's going to look back towards second base there. No one really there to receive the pick, but he is just kind of Again, playing those kind of mind games, looking to get this batter off time here. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on.
Big strikeout by Roy Higginbotham.
Big swing by the batter. And that's going to give us a 2-out game, or a 2-out inning here. As we're going to see number 17 come up to bat.
This is Gavin Hansen, I believe.
This is going to be Gavin Hansen, the first baseman.
So there will be 2 outs, runner on first and second. Solid recovery from Roy. Hopefully he can get this batter out and end his day on a good note. Roy looks back, checks on the batter, throws the pitch, and with a beautiful breaker, just inside though. Did not get the call that he wanted, and once more, visibly frustrated and slamming on his glove. It'll be 1-0 after the inside curveball. Keeps an eye on the runner at second, goes once more, and the inside fastball is fouled back, bringing the count to 1-1. I mean, personally, I think his pitch count is too high at the moment. I don't know if I want, this early in the season, or kind of in the middle of the season right now, I don't know if I want him throwing 100 pitches like this when I'm probably going to be using him quite a lot late in the season, during playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Roy is someone that we're starting a lot of games with. And,
him.
And
just
it's fine to start him with those games, but I don't think it's fine for him to go 100 pitches deep every game.
Especially with how many pitchers we do have.
Right, and we have a ton of pitchers on deck.
We have a platoon of pitchers.
Right, having Cohen Glenn and J.J. Barger in our back pocket, it's really interesting, actually, at the fact that we haven't switched him out for anyone.
It'll be a 1-2 count after the emergency hack by Gavin Hansen. Kind of just throwing the bat out there. Roy comes set. And the batter calls time once more. And just shaking his head and pouting. I don't get it. There's no rule that says they can't do that.
Yeah, I think it really just has to come down to, I think Roy can be upset because obviously they are trying to play games as the ball is fouled out towards right field, and it is going to be routinely caught by Julian. But yeah, I mean, it's really just up to Roy to keep his composure and not let him know that this is upsetting him. I mean, as being on the pitcher, I mean, he needs to be a leader out there for the rest of the guys defensively, and I think that for him to be so upset at the fact that these guys are doing something that's completely illegal within the rules of the game, I just don't think that he needs to be doing that, which,
there's just no point.
To be fair, it does, at a point comes to the leadership to kind of maybe nip that, but we do have some emotional leadership out there. Gavin Eads are some Coach Gavin, Coach Eads are some guys that
Yeah, I'm just personally surprised as a guy that played for Coach Eads for years. I mean, I can tell you right now, he definitely does not appreciate that.
Right, I think that obviously
every single time, and when I played tennis for him, every single time if I missed a hit, or double faulted, if I showed any negative body language, I'd get yelled at instantly, I'd be told to check my body language, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, and that's a game that you don't even have to deal with umpires.
Yeah, it's not a thing where it's like, the thing is that Roy can be frustrated at these things, and
can't show it.
Totally fine. But it's just about showing it because it just gives the other team more fuel. And honestly, for Roy to be able to show that frustration, that can honestly kind of lead into more frustration for him. Obviously, if he's visibly frustrated out there showing that, in his mind, he's going to be just more frustrated. If it's something where he's not showing it as much and he just keeps his confidence up there, I think composure is kept a lot more.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening in the mind, I think that, it's just a composure thing, and we've been talking about it since the beginning of the game, since the first inning.
It's such a big issue with baseball because, these umpires, it's to them, they're reading this as, disrespect. That's you trying to show them up. You know what I'm saying? And that will lose you calls. That will lose you, close calls just because they're thinking, this guy, I'm not going to give him that call. He's been doing that to me this whole game.
When it's left up to something like this, umpire discretion, you have to be in good standing with the umpire. It's just the game. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with the game whatsoever.
Absolutely.
As the ball hit by Donovan Walsh is going to hit a gap between the third baseman and the shortstop, and he is going to be able to get
a nice little infield single.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing I've been noticing. This shortstop is deep. I mean, he is
playing very deep.
He is very deep there and has lost multiple. There's been multiple infield hits because of him. And I don't know what the West reasoning is for that, but he seems to kind of be struggling with the range a little bit.
Yeah, especially because it's not like the outfielders are playing very far into the field. There's not big gaps between them. It's just kind of an interesting play style for some reason.
Yeah.
We are going to see the second baseman also sit a little bit deep. It just kind of seems to be the norm for these guys.
Yeah. It'll be an 0-0 count for, and maybe we're just a little what's used to how I think we play really as a team. We have our third basemen are almost always in line with the base. There's another pickoff by Javen Baca. Did not know if I saw did not see the leg lift that time, but he's kind of sneaky with it.
Right.
It's kind of the only thing that you'll see, as a base runner.
Right. And obviously it was very visible to West when he came and talked to the umpire. So maybe that's something that they changed up.
As
Now
Colin
knowing
Glenn
that the
smacks
umpire
it to the right fielder. It'll be off his glove once more. There's just so many of these diving catches where they're just in their heads.
Yeah. Again, not a throw that he was really had to dive for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just kind of something that.
So he could have just stuck his glove out. I think they're kind of just trying to be too flashy with these. But we'll take it. We'll take what we can get. It'll be another error on the play. 2 runners on with no out. Roy up to bat. Although he's been struggling a little bit on the mound today, solid hitter. I think he's a guy. He's a guy
had a really
like
good hit
have.
early in the game. A
very
ball
first
that
inning.
hit off the wall.
He's a guy I like to see up right now with no outs. And he calls time, trying to do what they've been doing to him the whole game. I like
Honestly,
that.
fantastic
I like that,
time. The pitcher was
perfect. He was
ready to get into his motion.
Yeah, that's the right time to do it. I appreciate. I like that. And the big difference is you didn't see Javen Baca slamming his glove and getting visibly frustrated and whining to the umpires and his coaches.
Yeah, I think that again, it's a thing where. I think it's great for Roy to play these games back again. Something that's totally legal within the rules of the ball game.
Absolutely.
Roy should do
Calling
it back,
time
but
is a
again,
part of the game.
Composure thing.
We're not in the majors. You get more than one here. So it'll be an 0-0 count still to Roy Higginbotham, and
looks like that time call worked.
And he threw the fastball way outside, bringing the count to 1-0.
Currently on the field, we're looking at a runner on first and second base. Again, Donovan Walsh
Plus
sitting out
speed
there.
on these guys. Cohen Glenn and Donovan Walsh, not slow guys. These are your leadoff and your number 2 batters. So Roy, takes a high fastball. Great take. He'll bring it to a 2-0. This is a solid
to see this
count.
count hit 3-0 for Roy.
Absolutely.
That'd be
Bases
great
loaded for Jogo would be, pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
We're in a 2-0 count right now. Javen Baca leans in for the pitch, gets his pitch, looks back at the second baseman, says hello, I see you. He goes for his pitch and gets the outside fastball call.
Good frame by the catcher. You just
got that, yeah. He kind of snuck that call in.
That's
good
something
news is
that
not
wouldn't
the
be
end of the
called
world.
otherwise.
Yeah. Good news is not the end of the world. Still a 2-1 count. A nice hitter's count for Roy right here. Hopefully he can do something.
Fire Roy. This is when I would call another time.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Spits on the low. Oh. Wow. Good frame by the catcher on the low fastball. It'll be called for a strike. Bring it to a 2-2 count. We are not sitting as pretty as we were earlier.
Creeping up on 75 pitches here for Baca.
As he steps off.
And I think obviously it seems to be pretty obvious for me. We're not seeing that twitch anymore. It's kind of and obviously it's a much slower pick that we're seeing.
The twitch only works on first base pickups.
Right.
So that's why he's not doing it right now. But yeah, it'll be a 2-2 count to Roy Higginbotham. Little pitcher-on-pitcher action right now. With the 2-2 pitch, and he's swinging, protecting on that low pitch that he probably would have got called on it. Good protect by Roy right there. Yeah, I think I do agree with you. I think he hasn't shown us that little leg twitch yet this inning. So it'll be a 2-2 count after the foul ball. We'll stay 2-2. Donovan Walsh taking a solid lead. Pitcher shakes off. Gets the sign he wanted. Looks back. Looks back once more. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Roy swinging. And it's fair down the line. Third base. Donovan rounds it. He will score easily. And Colin will be held up at third. He'll be held up at third and he's safe on the get back. Roy Higginbotham with a nice double. I don't know what he was doing.
Not sure what that celebration was, but
he looked like he was holding his nose, like he had a bloody nose.
Really, really solid hitting from Roy. Again, this is the second time in the game that he's had a really solid hit. That one right down the third base line.
That's the exact time you need a double. He's helping himself out right there. The good news for Roy is that he can no longer be credited with a loss on this game. If he gets taken, he most likely will get taken out after this inning with 98 pitches. Can no longer be credited with a loss, at the worst, a no decision.
That's going to put the game now tied 2-2.
2-2.
That's going to put a runner on second and third base. As we see Joel Gonzalez come up. Foul ball?
Foul ball, yep.
Yeah, off the bat.
It's kind of a oopsie swing, a little slip it out there swing. 0-1 count. This is the time. This is a big moment. And
Time
Jonathan
call.
will call time. I like it. Timing's part of the game. And it's so important at these high school levels because, it will get into these guys are not professionals. It will get in their heads.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are thinking about finals creeping up on them. I mean, they got a lot of stuff going on that's, not baseball.
Yeah.
So
As Jonathan Gonzalez fouls it off to the right side, it'll be an 0-2 count. Not exactly the count you want, but also not the end of the world. There's only 0 outs. Or only 0. There is no outs so far this inning. And now he's going to be ready to swing. Got to protect with 2 strikes. Big thing here, no going down looking. As he swings, pokes it out to the left fielder. And he makes the catch. Colin Glenn will tag. And that will be the leading run scored. Pueblo County now up 3-2 after the sacrifice fly. Just a absolutely beautiful piece of 2-strike hitting by Jonathan Gonzalez.
And
0-2, that is incredible.
And honestly, for the game, that's fantastic. Just to get that winning run.
Absolutely.
In is
runs
fantastic.
Runs have been at a premium this game.
Absolutely. And with
That's
0
huge.
outs, you can absolutely afford that sacrifice fly, no problem.
Absolutely. And as we see the head coach of the Pueblo West Cyclones stepping out to the mound, coming to have a chit-chat. Doesn't look like he's looking for a pitching change, just wants to come and talk to him. Probably just give him a little pep talk, let him know that, it's not the end of the world. And they have stopped their meeting up at the mound. And Javen Baca, number 25, the pitcher, is still in the game. Runners on second for Colin Paghetti in the 0-0 count. And this is a good place to be. I think we're coming up on his 3rd at-bat this game. And statistics show that, in your 3rd at-bat against the same pitcher, average shoots up way higher. I mean, by at least, .050. Your average will shoot up way higher the more you face a guy. And this is, it's showing, in just this inning. These guys getting their 3rd at-bats against this guy and starting to get some hits. It'll be an 0-1 after the hardy cut from Colin Paghetti. Checks the runner, says hello. And swinging once more on that low outside changeup. I mean, that has just had him in a, in a whirl this whole game. I think he sees that outside changeup, his eyes light up and swings and about falls over into the righty batter's box about every time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Tried to get that outside changeup once more, slipped out of the hand. Bringing the count to 1-2.
He's giving some signals to the runners. Obviously, we're looking to bring that second baseman in for just some more security on that score.
And the back pick to the second base runner.
Oh, and what a jump from the second baseman on top of Jonathan.
Kelton Fairbarn just took a seat on our on Jacob Gonzalez on second base. It's an interesting back pick. It'll be a 2-2 count to Colin Paghetti. 1 out. Runner still on second after the back pick. Takes a look back. No one holding him. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And a great spit by Colin Pighetti. I saw that outside changeup, and I about cried. I thought Colin Pighetti was about to swing for the fences and hit nothing.
Something that Colin already learned at the beginning of the at-bat is he can't be swinging at
Can't be
those.
swinging at the outside changeup. It'll be a 3-2 count. Always a fun count to have. Here's the payoff pitch, and he spits on it. Beautiful at-bat. I mean, going down 0-2 and coming back 4 straight balls. I mean, it takes some patience, takes some protection.
Absolutely, especially when, obviously he was pretty quick to swing that first pitch.
First two, actually, yeah.
It showed patience, and it showed that he was
kind of recollected himself.
Yeah, and that's going to bring up number 1, Julian Reyes, up to bat.
And sadly enough, though, funnily enough, that walk helps them, actually. West is in a better position now that Colin Pighetti is on base.
Right, obviously that opens up the opportunity for a nice double play, depending on what Julian puts out there.
Hopefully Julian can punish that, though, that walk. And we got a ball on the field, and they did not stop play. That'll be a strike on the breaker, just taking. As we still have a baseball on the field. And, all right, we have realized the right fielders gathering that ball and missing the almost missed the toss. Just over the fence. Be an 0-1 count to number 1, the junior, Jules Reyes. Javen Baca approaching 84 pitches right now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Spits on the high fastball. Good take. Count moves to 1-1. Number 1 up to bat with 1 out on the inning. Lots of ones right now. Hopefully we can look at one more run. And he takes the inside fastball, a really close take. We've seen that called, a decent amount today. But we'll take it. It was a solid take. Good little sell with the little flinch. Moving the count to 2-1 for Jules. Javen Baca comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And he's swinging 2-1, off balance, fouls it off to the right.
Nice hard swing from Julian there. It looks like,
Excited.
Yeah, excited on that pitch. Unfortunately, fouled back a little bit early on it.
Count will be 2-2 after the foul ball. Right now we have Parker Hankins on deck. Colin Pighetti on first base. Jacob Gonzalez. That's Jacob, correct?
I believe so. I called it Donovan.
Julian Reyes just kind of flops it out there, the right field line, and it will drop foul.
He carried his bat all the way to first there, almost as if
I think he knew that he wasn't going fair.
Yeah.
But also didn't want to be the guy to not run on a ball that lands in just foul or just fair. Commendable effort. Be a 2-2 count once more after the second foul ball of this at bat. Javen Baca looks back once more. No one's holding him. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he just plops the bat out there for a little ground ball. That will be an infield single.
Pitcher not able to get there quick enough. Just
the right spot to be, and third base did not move at all because he knew he had to hold that for the runner. Kind of just a nice little lucky 2-out, or 2-strike infield single.
That's going to load the bases. We're looking at Julian Reyes on first. Nice fast runner. Colin Pighetti on second.
Long strides.
And Jacob Gonzalez sitting on third right now as the pinch runner.
And
1 out on the inning as well.
1 out on the inning as well, which is really good. Javen Baca, this will be his 90th pitch, and gets that outside corner with the fastball. And they count to 0-1 on little hanky-tanky hanky.
Really nice offensive inning for us. We are able to bring up Baca to 90 pitches, which puts him close to Roy's 98 for the game.
Absolutely, yes. Parker Hankins swinging on that 0-1 pitch, fouls it off to the right. He'll be in an 0-2 hole, choking up a little bit, trying to get some contact here. Looking for a fly ball, hopefully, and he spits on the fastball in the dirt. Yeah, I think the big thing is, no easy ground balls.
Absolutely.
You want
nothing that can turn a double.
No double plays right here. Hopefully a fly ball, sacrifice fly would be big. As Coach Gav with a beautiful play on the. Actually,
That is,
I stand corrected. That is.
Domenico. Or no, I'm sorry.
What's his name? Is that Davis? Dallas?
Little confusion on the
we do not
coaching
know the
staff
coaching.
today.
The freshman coach of the Pueblo County baseball team. It'll be 1-2 count to Parker Hankins, and he's swinging 0-2, pops it into center field, and it will drop for a single. Wow, great piece of hitting. As Colin Paghetti almost out, dude.
Again,
Holy moly, Coach Eads stressed. Coach Eads will look back like, Jesus moly.
that's going to be those strides. For anyone else, those 2 steps are not
Yeah.
going to be that far out from the third base, but
Colin Paghetti took 2 steps and was halfway to home plate and almost got out because of the missed relay into the field. As Parker Hankins with a RBI single within a 1-2 count. That is massive. Let's see if we can keep pulling this on. As the catcher, King, I believe. Is it King? Let's check the.
this is going to be a different catcher.
Yeah, I think they
than
swapped the catcher.
what
It
was
number-
originally on the lineup. This is
number
going to be
11.
This is going to be number 11, Donovan Robinson, who started
Nope.
the game.
It is 10. No, Donovan Robinson is still in center field.
Oh, my apologies.
It
A
is-
little confusion on the numbers. The straps hit the.
Oh, the straps hit it. Oh, he's coming out. It is King, because remember, he did
No.
pitch that one game. That is, I mean, I just have to say, commendable effort. I mean, catching for about 4 and a third inning.
To me, it looks like maybe the earpiece is not working for King.
Nope. It's working. He's becoming the pitcher.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Remember?
he was asking
You
what to
remember
do
that
with his
happened?
earpiece.
Yeah.
Yes. My apologies.
No, you're good. Commendable. I mean, just coming into pitch after 4 and a
catching.
third inning is crazy. I mean, good for him. We did see this though. This exact situation happened in the East game.
Yep.
I think he had a rough 5th inning. Baca did, and what's it called? Had a rough 5th inning, and came out after 4 and a third inning. And and King came in. This is very exact in the East game.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see how it goes. They did end up losing that game. Hopefully they can end with the same result this game.
Absolutely. Again, some security with the runs. Currently 4-2 for the Pueblo County Hornets.
1 out and bases are loaded with Demigod up to Luke Roar.
The demigod, Luke Roar, coming up to bat now after the pitching change.
As King is still warming up. I honestly, I hate to say it, I think we can get to this guy. As many of the players have said, he's throwing a little bit harder than Baca was, and a lot of the players have stated they appreciate a little bit faster pitching.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit more confident with the faster pitches.
Mm-hmm.
This guy does seem to be throwing a little bit harder. It is,
Solid.
obviously
It's
hard
right
to tell.
there, yeah. It is indeed very hard to tell. We do not have a gun on ourselves at the moment.
Logan King.
A little catcher versus catcher action actually now in this at bat.
Right now we're going to see the bases still loaded. Parker Hankins, first base. Jules Reyes at second base. Colin Paghetti again sitting at first base. 2 to 3 steps for Colin, and he will make it home.
I think this is just crazy, dude. A pitcher catcher. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's
I
not
caught
a combination that you see
Yeah.
often. I mean, if at all.
I caught 1 inning against Centennial. My junior year or my sophomore year, I caught 1 inning in a game that we were beating them 20-0. I caught as a joke, and I think my legs hurt for about a week.
Yeah.
So big ups to this pitcher, and I guess we will see how he does as he's finished warming up. Luke Roar looking to come through in a very big moment right now. Want to just pile on as many runs as we possibly can. It'll be an 0-0 count. 1 out on the inning. Bases are loaded. Here's the 0-0 pitch. He spikes in the ground, and that big backstop will come to bite West in the butt as Colin Paghetti takes approximately 2.5 steps and makes it to home base, making the score 5-2 as we have scored 4 runs in this 5th inning. I mean, just massive.
Yeah, that big stop coming into play for that big backstop coming into play for us here.
Tough first pitch of your outing.
And that's also gonna completely negate any chance for that second to first double play, which is very helpful
any double
for us
play
in
is
this
actually
position.
any what's it called? Force double plays are out of the conversation now, which is really big. Playing in, trying to stop as many extra runs as they can.
Yeah, we're gonna see that shortstop and that second baseman, as we were talking about earlier. We're gonna see them play way further in than they were earlier.
Trying to stop that runner from third scoring. Here's a 1-1 pitch as Luke Rohr just pokes the bat out at it.
Again,
It'll
making
be
contact, timing up this new pitcher.
yeah, it'll be a 1-2 count to Luke Rohr, the Wall, as they call him.
As he is absolutely known for.
Pitcher comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he spits on the ball in the dirt. A good little spit on that off speed.
Absolutely, putting him even in the count at 2-2.
Right now we have Jonah Chavira on deck. That'll be the bottom of the lineup, and then we will flip that lineup back up to Donovan Walsh, as he's just protecting in the 2-2 count. A little breaker kind of snuck in. He said, that's not the one I want to hit, but I'm going to foul it off and stay in this. Count stays at 2-2 after the breaker. As we see Cohen Glenn doing some warm-up motions, kind of getting loose in the pen, as Luke Rohr, oh, it's a double play. Wow. Luke Rohr smacks a line drive to center field. Donovan Robinson with a beautiful diving play, and just terrible base running by Parker Hankins.
Yeah.
Running for some reason with one out. You hate to see it.
And that's the that's the garage sale that County is sometimes known for. Unfortunately, that base running again has been a little lazy pretty much this whole game. You know, I never want to talk bad about the team. It's always hard to to point out flaws and stuff like that. But again, that is just something that shouldn't be happening. That's especially on a fly. Parker shouldn't be looking to
And the terrible thing about that is because of Parker Hankins' bad base running, Luke Rohr has to, after trying to run that out, Luke Rohr has to, run in there and hustle up and get his gear on.
Yeah.
No time for him to kind of sit down and get his stuff on.
As we finally see the pitching change that we were looking for in J.J. Barger.
Yep.
That's going to move our fielding
lineup.
Colin Paghetti still sitting at first. Jonathan Gonzalez at second. Parker Hankins at shortstop. Roy Higginbotham now moved to third base. Donovan Walsh left field. Cone Glenn center field. Jules Reyes still sitting in right field. Luke back in his gear, back out, and ready to warm up with JJ here.
Are you a ice skating or a roller skating?
I'm an ice skating kind of guy.
Really?
I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you changed the subject on me, because I wanted to take a moment here in between innings to go ahead and shout out our Sting TV crew that we have out here today, making this stream possible for everyone watching. Shout out to Mr. Pacheco for getting all of our gear here and getting us set up today.
Shout out Devin.
Shout out Devin Meyer, who is normally here to commentate with us, but because of a shortage
some shortage of people and some hands,
he is out running a camera today. So great job, Devin.
Yes, good dedication. And then Manuel Borges,
the GOAT.
The GOAT, honestly. The GOAT of broadcast and anything media.
He's going to be behind our third base camera today. Bella Jackson as well, thank you for being here today to help run our tech booth.
I think Manny's behind the dish. We do not have a behind the dish camera?
No, camera behind the dish is completely static today. Devin Meyer is sitting behind the first base line, with Manuel sitting behind our third base camera.
Oh.
So shout out to those guys. They make these streams possible, and shout out to Devin for making the quick change. We appreciate that.
As a beautiful frame by Luke Rohr to steal that outside strike, bringing the count to 1-1 against Kelton Fairbairn. Oof, just missed outside. And, But I do appreciate that. You know, just a robot on the mound from J.J. Barger. No frustration shown on that close call. You know, not trying to show up the Just, you know, a nice reaction to that tough call. As there's the 2-2 pitch, it's spiked in the dirt, bringing it to a full count. It'll be 3-2 to Kelton Fairbairn. No outs on the inning. Here's the payoff pitch. Spiked fastball. Or not spiked, sorry. Low fastball. Luke Rohr held it there. I think he wanted that call. Leadoff walks are not bad, or not good. They leadoff walks lead to leadoff runs. You'll see if our big man J.J. Barger can, you know, find the solution here. As I believe this is the replacement catcher. Can we pull up the lineup and see who number 28 is?
That we can, Mr. White.
Thank you, Mr. McClure.
28, you said?
Yes, 28.
28 on the lineup today is going to be Keegan Tack for the Pueblo West Cyclones. Up to bat here.
Big hearty swing as Luke fakes the back pick on Kelton. Very good friends, Kelton Fairbairn and Luke Rohr. Big fishing buddies. I always like to think about that. It's kind of funny to see the, you know, friendly competition between the, you know, a lot of these guys that are friends with each other. It'll be an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Oh, and there's the ring. He rings him up. Just pitching or going right after him, exactly how you have to.
Pat on the back from Luke to Kelton Fairbairn.
No, sir. That was Keegan Tack. You're okay.
My apologies.
It's all good.
Man, I'm all sorts of confused up here in the booth today.
All well. Now steps up to bat, number 11. I was about to say Kelton Fairbairn. This is Donovan Robinson. As the fastball misses low. Kelton's just on our mind, dude.
I'm not sure what it is.
Thinking about fishing right now.
I suppose I am.
It'll be a 1-0 count after the low fastball. He readies. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses just outside. It's a close call.
Yeah,
crowd is not happy.
Yeah, that was an audible come on blue from the crowd today.
It'll be a 2-0 count, but still no reaction from J.J. Barger, which I can appreciate. It'll be a 2-0 count, runner on first. Here's the pitch, fastball.
Must have missed a little low there.
I guess a little lower, a little outside. Once more, very, very audible frustration from this crowd. And, you know, what can you do? Part of the game, sometimes calls will be missed. It'll be a 3-0 count. He'll be taking on this pitch, and that'll be a walk. 4-pitch walk, not what you want to see. But thankfully, we do have a little bit of a run buffer as the tying run will step up to the plate after 2 walks. Wait, because Kelton was walked, correct? I believe he was walked,
so.
Yeah.
This is going to bring up number 12 to bat, Joseph Mendoza, who started this game as the shortstop.
Shows bunt and pulls back. It will be ball 1. 1-0. Colin Faghetti playing way in. I think he's looking to get that force out at third base. It'll be a 1-0 after the pulled back bunt attempt. Score is still 5-2. Runners on second and first. Swinging, it'll be a pop fly to the left fielder, Donovan Walsh. He's getting under it, setting up his feet. He catches it, reels it in, and throws it into Hanky at shortstop. That'll be your first out. Actually, your second out after the strikeout. Sorry about that. It'll be 2 outs on the inning.
Beautiful play from Donovan Walsh.
Absolutely.
And a celebration in the outfield. Not sure if the cameras caught that, but
What did he do?
he gave an arrow pull.
Did the arrow for a can of corn.
Absolutely.
What a man.
Donovan Walsh, fantastic outfielder, of course.
Fantastic beard as well.
Fantastic forearms. Great guy all around.
Just an all-around awesome guy, yeah. Up to bat, the catcher turned pitcher, Logan King, as the breaker slips out of JJ's hands a little bit. It happens. It'll be a 1-0 count after the slipped breaker. He leans in, gets his sign, checks back. He's staring at him, says, "Hey, I see you there, sir." and misses the 1-0 pitch low and outside. That's a fastball. It'll be
Kind of
2-0
just
count.
trying to paint the outsides, but just missing there.
Yeah, kind of just trying to figure out his spots. Only about he's about 17 pitches deep. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Logan King as it's popped up in kind of no man's land. And Jonathan is also a beautiful play. That is not an easy catch. It looks simple, but it really isn't. That kind of backwards catch from second base in no man's land, that little dead man's triangle, is tough. Big catch. That's run scoring right there if he does not catch that.
Fantastic play from Jonathan Gonzalez.
Way to get out of the inning with no runs.
You know, it's going to help today that it's a pretty cloudy day out there, so the sun is not shining in these guys' eyes, and that's going to allow Jonathan to be able to get back there and make that play.
Absolutely, as we will see Logan King strut out to that mound. Only 6 pitches so far after retiring 2 batters last inning. County still up 5-2 with a solid lead in the hit margin. Currently, County has 9 hits to West's 3 and only 2 errors to West's 3 errors.
You know, like you said at the beginning of this game, Andrew, if there is a team that can win both of these West games this year, I mean, it might as well be this team. Really solid team all around. Really great pitchers. As we just talked about, I mean, the whole team is fantastic, and this game has been nothing but excitement the entire game. And you know, I'm excited to see what County can do in the rest of this game. As we see the pitcher J.J. Barger step up to bat.
Absolutely, this will be he's now the 9-hole hitter, taking Jonah Chavira's spot in the lineup. And Donovan Walsh will be on deck, the leadoff hitter.
This is going to start the bottom of the 6th inning, nearing the end of this game.
This could be County's last at-bats this game. Hopefully, it will be their last at-bats. I'm sure they do not want to come up to bat once more.
First pitch is going to go
just inside, or just slip the inside or the outside corner. Be an 0-1 count.
It's going to be the inside of the outside of the zone, if you will.
If you will understand what I'm saying. Oh my!
Looking for that call again, and he gets it.
Lordy, that must have been a good frame. Crowd not happy one bit. It'll be an 0-2 count after that low outside fastball.
This one's going to be
strike.
Spiked pretty far in.
Very glad he did not call that one a strike.
We would have had some problems if that one was called a strike.
As it spiked about 5 feet in front of home plate. Here's the 1-2 count. Catcher sets up outside, gives it to him again. Jesus, that is great.
Yeah, interesting calls from the umpire there. He does seem to like that outside all of a sudden.
I think he's giving it mostly because the catcher's setting up there.
Yeah, and so yeah, we're going to be getting those calls outside. Yeah. So obviously after that at bat, we're going to be looking to maybe start swinging at those.
It'll be 0-0 count with 1 out on the inning, no runners on to Donovan Walsh. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off.
Again, set up outside, the catcher was, but
that's all that's worth. It's the only place that guy wants to go.
Yeah, but that ball did seem to come a little bit more in. As we see the second pitch here, this one 0-1 count, 1 out in the inning.
The ball is sent out, popped up really high to the second baseman in no man's land, and the ball falls. Almost the exact same hit went to Jonathan Gonzalez, and that just shows how hard that play is to make.
Absolutely, and these guys weren't able to get to it. Well, they were under it, but it fell just outside of his glove.
Yeah, that no man's land is almost impossible. I mean, it takes a really solid second baseman to make that catch, and we see it right there as it falls in, and we will take that hit. You know, not the most beautiful hit by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll take runners. As Cohen Glenn, number 10, the junior, steps up to bat.
Solid power hitter here. Again, just to remind you, at the beginning of this game, in the first inning, Cohen had a hit that went all the way to the wall, and obviously we'd love to see that again.
Absolutely. I believe he was the one that scored. He hit a double, and then Roy hit another double. Very first run of the game in the first inning. Hopefully he can recreate that double that he hit earlier and possibly score Donovan Walsh. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a pitch out as they wanted the back pick as a beautiful stop by the first baseman. It'll be 2-0 after the pitch out as we see Luke Rohr's dad in the stands. Love to see that guy.
Count is now going to be 2-0. Nice little count for Cone Glen. Pitcher gets set, pitches out.
And they didn't give him that. Holy moly.
That's just going to be outside. And
No, it was up.
Oh.
The pitcher asked. He said, was that up? And said, yes, sir, it was. It'll be 3-0. Colin Glenn will be taking right now. And it'll be an outside pitch, and he will take his 4-pitch walk. Solid at bat, didn't do much, but hey, sometimes you don't have to do much.
That's going to work now. We are sitting pretty with Cone Glenn at first base, as well as Donovan Walsh at second base. Obviously, this is, with one out, this is a bit of an interesting position to be in because we never want to turn that double play, of course.
Absolutely. This is the guy you want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? 3 ribbies in the game so far?
Yeah, Roy has had a beautiful hitting game so far.
Scored Colin Glenn in the first inning and scored 2 of those runs the next. Shows bunt, and when it's called a strike on the breaker. I find it quite ironic now that he's doing the same things that were rattling him back.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. Obviously, he knows how much it rattled him, so
he's trying to do it, but the pitcher seems unfazed. With a nice little get me over breaker. I think at this point in the game, just let Roy swing it. Spits on the, not spits on it, but lets the high breaker slide by his face. It'll be 1-1. It'll be a 1-1 count, 1 out to Roy Higginbotham.
King sitting at 18 pitches currently in the game. 19 now.
Spikes the fastball in the dirt, bringing the count 2-1 against Roy Higginbotham. This is not the guy you want in a hitter's count.
Roy's going to step up again, take his place. King's going to peek.
Spikes it once more, and the back pick from the catcher is offline. There will be no out at second base.
It's going to put Roy in a really good position at a 3-1 count.
If I'm Roy, up 2-5 right now, swinging out of my shoes. If it's anywhere near the zone, I'm swinging as hard as humanly possible. And I hope he will do the same. Maybe he'll just pimp one right now. Oh, and that ball is crushed to the right center gap. And it's an amazing catch by the right fielder. Donovan Walsh is going to tag from second. He's going to try and score. He's going to score from second on a tag. And what was that? Cohen Glenn will advance from first base in the throw home. Wowzers.
Kind of a late run there from Cohen, but he was able to get there.
I believe that's what he was trying to do. He wanted the throw to come home first, I believe. Beautiful hit from Roy. That's exactly what you want to do on a on a 3-1.
And honestly,
he hit it real hard. It was an amazing play by the right fielder. Just
really good
down.
Play. Otherwise, I mean, that would have been a double scoring run. But no, really good play from that right fielder.
And scoring from second on a tag, that is impressive. Great wheels from Donovan Walsh. You see why he's leading off.
Great coaching from the third base coach, Coach Eads.
Coach Eads knew he had it and he sent him. And Jonathan swinging first pitch, hits it really hard, 2 outs. Donovan Robinson chasing it down off the wall in center field. That'll be a double for Jonathan Gonzalez going for 3.
And he's going to make it in.
With a stand-up triple. Run-scoring triple from Jonathan Gonzalez. Takes a little selfie on third base to let him know. And Colin Glenn will score on the triple, bringing the score to 7-2. Wow, this game has just been blown wide open.
Absolutely.
6 runs in 2 innings as the catcher will run out there to try and calm him down.
You know, this is just kind of the opposite of what we saw last week from County versus South. Just
playing their game today.
Really fantastic offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and struggling a little bit earlier, to figure it out, and now they've got it.
But I mean, we never really were down by that much. At most we were down by a run, but now we're up 5, and so
it's a battle at the bat rack.
Absolutely.
And that was just beautiful. Tons of first pitch swinging.
And that low ball.
Colin loves the changeups.
Loves the changeups. No dig on Colin, of course. I mean, it's just the way he's built.
And it'll be an 0-1 count to Colin Spaghetti. And spits on the outside changeup. Thank you, Colin Spaghetti. It'll be a 1-1 count after the spit.
It's going to bring us to 2 outs as well in the inning.
Runner on third.
Again, you can never get too comfortable. It's still a ball game. They still have
Absolutely.
another at bat.
Another 3 outs. As it'll go off the pitcher's mound right to the shortstop, and he'll make the play, ending the inning with, I believe, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runs. Just a perfect inning, exactly what you want to see. As we see J.J. Barger once again going out to the mound. I think that's the absolute right choice. Let him finish this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to see J.J. Barger come in, try and pitch as little as possible, of course, and be able to just end this game right here. Obviously,
Absolutely.
we don't want to see the county team back out here to hit it again.
Absolutely.
So, fantastic game here today. Really excited that I could have you here to commentate with me, Andy.
Socks with sandals or no socks with sandals?
I mean, it depends on the sandals. Obviously, that's the new trend nowadays is socks with the sandals. You know, personally, on a lazy day, I'll throw myself some Crocs on and some socks. You know, it's comfortable, and I think it doesn't affect me as much, honestly. You know, if you want to wear socks and sandals, I think you should go for it.
Personally, I'm not a fan of having the dogs out. I believe in covering those puppies, and I think it's just like it's a nice gesture to keep your dogs covered. As the first pitch was a ball, it'll be 1-0. Second pitch will be a fastball right down the middle, bringing the count to 1-1 against number 14.
Number 14 is going to be Trace Humphrey.
Trace Humphrey, as he grounds it to Parker Hankins at shortstop, and he makes the throw offline. Colin Pagetti comes off the bag and tags him. Great play by Colin Pagetti. Great fielding play by Parker Hankins, but a little bit of a rough throw. Thankfully, Colin Pagetti has 18-mile-long arms and can make that tag.
You know, that's why it's good to have someone like Colin Pagetti. I mean, he can stretch way off that bag. We saw it in the South game.
Yeah,
I mean,
did the splits.
Pagetti did the splits.
As he gives him the outside corner call. I'm happy to see that, as he called that exact same pitch on J.J. Barger. It'll be an 0-1 count. And the pitch is spiked. Luke Rohr tried to do a little Ole pick.
Ball is going to go 27 miles back to the backstop here at Hobbs.
That will be 1-1 after the wild pitch. And a little just, worm burner, for lack of a better term, as it just kind of slides off of his bat. That'll be a foul ball, moving the count to 1-2 with 1 out on the inning. Exactly the spot you want to be if you're J.J. Barger right now. He's doing great, going right after these guys, not holding back. He knows he's got some runs to spare, and just wants to go after these guys, get these outs, and get us out of here. It'll be
2-2 count.
It'll be a 2-2 count right here to Javen Baca, the pitcher, as he smacks it to the left field. It'll be a foul ball. Really close.
Just barely foul there. That would not have been a great
great event.
event, if you will.
As Luke Rohr very politely picks up Javen Baca's bat and hands it to him. What a nice young gentleman. It'll be 2-2 once more after the foul ball. JJ pitches, and it's popped up. Kind of in no man's land. Foul ball. Colin Pagetti sits under it, makes the play.
That's going to bring us to 2 outs here at the top of the 7th inning. That's what you want to see. We only need 1 more out to get out of here.
Down to their final out. Need exactly 5 runs to tie the game, let alone win. Not looking very hopeful for these Cyclones.
Fellas, put your hats inside out, backwards.
Do whatever.
Do whatever you
something.
need.
Get those rally caps going.
As the first pitch is going to be a
Strike right down the middle.
That's
Exactly.
called strike.
Exactly what he's got to do. Once more, beautiful pitch outside. Got him down 0-2, going right after him. This is just a beautiful exhibition from J.J. Barger.
Absolutely.
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
And
Swing
struck out
miss.
swinging.
That will be the game. Pueblo County has won their first matchup against Pueblo West. A great way to, start the league play. Now 4-0 in league. One more win and they will be halfway done with the season, with the league season. Just a beautiful day, a little bit chilly, but County was able to figure it out after going down. And County moves to 4-0 in league play.
Absolutely. That's your ball game, folks. Thank you for tuning in today. Again, from us at Sting TV, we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Have a good day.